Yes, yes, yes. It's the Raphael Dawkins with the Combat Radio, and I trust and believe that we are live. Okay, so let's get into this. Hello and welcome. Let's go. First things first, let's put the link in the chat. Link is in. Second thing, let's make sure that this thing is audible. Let's make sure that you can hear me. Can you hear me? Let's have a look at this thing here. Okay. So that seems in order. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that share button. Let's pin the message. The message is there. Let's kill the music and listen. The message is there. Let's kill the music and listen. Excellente. Okay. We're here and we are live. And what are we talking about? We are talking about, matter of fact, rat-a-tat-tat. Let's get the scroller scrolling down the bottom. Where is it? Okay, let's get that in. Pice. Display. Okay, so we're live. You can see me. I can't see you, but you can see me. And some developments. Let's go, Waleed. Well, you can always wish and hope and pray. Let's go, windmill. OMG. Smack the like button on the way in. I was having a laugh, but I do think it's a good fight. I think they're both good fights. I've been calling for the Waleed fight for some time. Southpaw before, if I'd have had my way. But anyway, let's let the people know what's going on. Let them know what's going on. Okay, so as some of you may be aware, some of you may not. There's talk of the town. The talk of the town is that, let's get this situated. The talk of the town is that the cats in Saudi, those Saudi cats with the money, are looking to stage a show. We already knew there was going to be a show in what is it called? Riyadh. In Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. We already knew there was going to be a show in December 23rd. In the Riyadh season. It was supposed to be, as we know, Tyson Fury or Alexander Usyk versus Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury said if Usyk doesn't show, there's going to be hell to pay. He's going to sue him. He's going to take him to court. And then after the Ngannou fight that went the 10-round distance, Tyson Fury was whistling a different tune. He was saying, well, see you in the new year. So obviously now the Saudis, they were left in a bit of a hole because Fury was contractually obliged to fight Usyk on December 23. That was the date. And then looks like Fury reneged. Said, no, I need more time. I need to spend some time with my family. And so now the Saudis have a date that Fury's reneged on, and they need to fill it. There was going to be more than just one heavyweight fight on there anyway, as we know. And as we know, there was hopes of a super fight, super duper fight, but that was on the other side of town. That was with the skills challenge people. These aren't the skills challenge people. These are some different people. I think these might be the people that Joshua dealt with the first time around. Don't quote me on that. I might be mistaken. But long story short is, what is it? Prince Turk. What his name is? What that cat's name is? Prince Tuck. His Excellency has got the date for the Riyadh season, for the selling, the advertising, the marketing of Saudi Arabia as a tourist destination. In their quest to achieve that, they need this December date, and they need it to be a big one. They don't do things by halves. So Anthony Joshua appears to be there. Deontay Wilder appears to be there. Looks like it's going to be, but they're not fighting each other. They've lined up Otto Wallin to go against Joshua and Joseph Parker to go against Deontay, the Bronze Bomber Wilder. So it's going to be very interesting indeed. But anyway, without further ado, let's welcome in our man in the Caribbean, the irrepressible Iron Kong.
Good day, Raphie. Good evening to you, my brother, there at the luxurious Dawkins Towers.
How do you do, Iron Kong? Good to have your opinion, my friend. What's going on over there in the Caribbean? What's the temperature like?
It's good weather right now, Raphie. It's 85 degrees Fahrenheit. I don't know what you guys measure in.
Yeah, about 60.
Okay, it's decent weather. It's raining on and off. It's good. It's cooled off from that terrible heat that we had in the summer. We were hitting record numbers every day.
Oh, you don't like that. You don't want that.
It was ridiculous. But it's cooling off. The hurricane season seems to be winding down somewhat in my parts.
Mm-hmm.
So it's decent. It's decent. You know.
Excellent. So talk to me, Iron Kong. We got the December 23rd date. Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder on the same card. I mean, I'm going to state my position clearly from now. I don't trust anything that says any type of paperwork that says Deontay Wilder on it. I don't trust. No, I don't trust. How many times has he pulled out?
I don't think he's pulled out. He just hasn't accepted.
Well, look at Ruiz. Look at Wilder v. Ruiz. WBC mandated it. Everything looked very clear. That everybody was saying, well, you know, it's PBC. It's PBC with PBC. I'm saying no, I don't think it's going to happen. People are saying it's PBC with PBC, so you know they can make the in-house fight like that. And I said I don't think it's going to happen, but we'll see. And sure enough, what happened after all the talk? It went quiet. Then he needed to build his profile again. Then the talk started again. And then the accusations start. Oh, Andy Ruiz is watching my pockets, man. He's watching my pockets. You know, you should worry about your family. I'm giving you opportunity to feed your family. You took all that money from the Joshua fights and you blew it. And now he having some kind of marital problems, and you know you're gonna need that money for the alimony. You're gonna need that money for the alimony. He always comes up with some BS. Always with some BS. Ain't fought nobody for a year. He's been out for a year. He fought what's his name there, Robert Hellenius. Let me look at this cat. Where is he? Where's this cat, Deontay Wilder? When was the last time he fought, and when was the last time he fought before that?
October something. That was the date for Hellenius, so it's now ticking on. Well, it's now eclipsed 1 year. It's now going on 2 years. I don't know. Before that, he fought the third Fury fight, and then comes back against Hellenius, who I guess came in to run into Wilder's fist, and then that was it. And then since that time, he's just been doing nothing really. His team hasn't gotten him no fight. It's just been same old Wilder.
Same old. Okay, so where are we? Last fought Robert Hellenius October 22. So we're coming up to, well, no, we're gone past the year. And then before that, it was October 21. And then before that, it was what? February 20. This guy fights like what? Once a year? Once every 18 months, something ridiculous. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't understand. I can't understand the mentality. It's not something we've been accustomed to throughout the history of boxing. Such champions or top contenders fighting so infrequently. It's a recent phenomenon, literally just in the last, 5, 6, 7 years. It's crazy, yo. Shizzle is crazy, yo. Big Boys Boxing up in the building. Big Boys Boxing, how do you do?
What's up?
What's up?
You guys are doing well.
Very good, my man. Very good indeed. What we saying here? So sorry. Wine Kong, I'm still with you. So give me your views on this thing. I cut you off. Give me your views on this thing, this card in Riyadh. Anthony Joshua headlining with Otto Wallin, Deontay Wilder versus Jauzi Parker. Daniel Dubois will be looking at, rumored to be, against Chisora or Big Baby Miller. Who else? Bakoli might be on the card as well. It's a big card. Iron Kong. There's the Iron Kong.
I'm sorry, Raphael. Is he
still at work? Yeah. I got you. I hear you.
Okay. So it would be interesting to see Big Baby Miller would be on this card. I still don't believe this card happens, by the way. I don't believe this card happens. But we're talking positively and we're saying the card happens.
Okay.
It would be interesting to see Big Baby Miller on the card and an undercard to Anthony Joshua. His attitude, because he apparently he still owes Eddie Hearn. So I wonder if Eddie Hearn is going to garnish his wages straight from the fight to pay, because Eddie Hearn apparently has not. I've heard him up to I think last year.
Yeah.
When Big Baby Miller came back, still mentioned that Big Baby Miller owes him money.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting if Eddie Hearn said, "Yeah, you could be on the card if I garnish your wages."
Yeah.
Right.
I don't think it's an Eddie Hearn card. It's them Saudi cats.
If he's getting paid, naturally we say, hey, look,
I want
cool, but I'm gonna need a percentage of this $2 that you're getting him.
Well, if he's fighting a matchroom fight, then of course, definitely Eddie Hearn will just cut that out, cut that piece of the cheesecake out.
Yeah, well, so it sounds good, Raphie.
Yeah.
Dubois, if he fights Big Baby or Derek Chisora, those two people are pressure fighters. Big Baby Miller don't have the steroids no more. He don't have the peds no more in his system. But his style will always be pressure. And what we've seen about Daniel Dubois, A lot of people feel like if he's pressured, he'll break.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. Derek Chisora, same thing. Hell on wheels for like 4 rounds. He'll give Daniel Dubois all he could handle for 4 rounds.
Mm-hmm.
And after that, the fight's over. But those are two pressure fighters.
Yeah.
It's interesting, Rafi. It's a very interesting thing. If it happens, listen, man, I would have to tune back into the zone for that.
Ha! Ha! I still haven't cancelled. I need to cancel. I need to cancel. I keep on putting it off. I don't know why. I got some strange sense of loyalty to the zone. I need to cancel, get rid of it.
No, I like the app, but it's just that I don't like how they have my billing over here. I want them to give me an annual price because I don't want to have my card hit every month. But
yeah,
whatever, you know. But that's me. That's me on that card.
Okay. So you don't know if it's gonna go down. Big Boys Boxing. Do you think this thing's gonna go down? And what do you think of the fights?
Man, I think it's a huge card. I'm really looking forward to it. But will it happen is the big question. I've got a feeling that it might. I'm hearing that a lot of the guys who are rumored to be on this card are in Saudi at the moment. So I'm expecting the announcement either this week or not at all.
Okay, I'm gonna do a poll. Will this card happen? Will this card happen? Damn, my batteries are running out in this thing. And will this card happen? Question mark. Yay, nay. Yay or nay. That's what the poll will say. Yay or nay. Very simple. We don't know. We're hopeful. We're hopeful. We're hopeful. I think the card's going to happen. The reason I think the card's going to happen is because it's been scheduled to happen. It's been scheduled for some time, so it's not some last-minute thing. It was supposed to be Fury versus Usyk. It was supposed to be, so it's not a last-minute thing. It's been scheduled. We know it's been scheduled, so I don't see any reason why it shouldn't happen. I do believe it happens because it's been scheduled. It's been planned for, so I do believe it happens. My only issue is with Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder's supposed to be fighting. He's in talks. He's in talks to be fighting with Joseph Parker. Problem with that is that Deontay Wilder, he's a difficult he's a difficult man to deal with. Big Boys Boxing, talk to me.
Yeah, man, he's been kind of sitting on the sidelines watching everybody else do the hard work for many, many years, and now he thinks he can just jump in and get a big payday. Doesn't quite work like that, and I think this is one of the reasons why the Saudis have proposed Joshua Wallen and Wilder Parker to build that fight again, because you know the luster went off that fight a long time ago when both of them lost. They should have fought when they were champions. It never happened, and now you've got to do it all over again. And also I think Fury's performance in his fight has made the Saudis think about, okay, we're not going to take what these people are all telling us, that Tyson's the greatest boxer of all time and all this sort of crap. It sounds like they had been listening to that, but now they've learnt their lesson. They're going to have to build their event for their massive February 17th card. And I think a lot of these guys that are on this one are going to end up on that one too, the winners.
Do you think, maybe that should have been the question in the poll, do you think Deontay Wilder will accept the fight? Do you think he'll come to terms with the Saudi? Do you think he will sign on the dotted line? Do you think Deontay Wilder will be fighting Joseph Parker on December the 23rd, Big Boys Boxing?
Honestly, I don't think he wants to fight Joseph Parker. He wants to fight somebody that's worth a lot more money. If the check's big enough, I imagine he will sign on the dotted line, but there'll be some arguing about the amount, guaranteed. It's going to take him a while to organise himself to put his signature on that line. He might not do it full stop again, like he's done before. He's had offers sent to him, and the person who sends him the offer decides to move on because he pisses around too long. So it could happen. But if it does, Deontay Wilder's going to be the one who loses, because if he doesn't take this fight against Parker, he's not going to get the Joshua fight. Not under the Saudis' bill anyway.
Yeah. Like I said, Deontay Wilder's name, when he comes up and people are talking about it, isn't signed. It's either signed. For me, it's either signed or it's not signed. If it's not signed, then I can't take him seriously. He's always so irritating with his stipulations. Yeah, I'm interested. Oh, it's got to be this, got to be that, got to be. And he overvalues himself. I mean, is it possible that someone could overvalue themselves? I mean, I think he does. I think he overvalues himself. And for what he's done, I don't think the value he has on himself. I don't share his appraisal of himself.
There are a lot of fighters who are doing it at the moment. Deontay Wilder is one of them. When it comes to world level fights, Joseph Parker does it as well. He's really difficult to deal with. Andy Ruiz is doing it at the moment as well. They're all overvaluing themselves, and it's halting their careers. It seems of late, Joseph Parker's decided to bite the bullet and just take what he gets and fight whoever. So I'm glad to see that from him. But yeah, the other two, they need to get their ducks in a row, get themselves out, because they're not going to get anywhere if they keep asking for too much money.
Okay, so let's talk about that fight then, Kong. Let's go for some predictions then. Deontay Wilder versus Joseph Parker. How do we see that going? Yeah, and Kong.
You know what's interesting? Wilder was supposed to fight Joseph Parker to unify.
Yeah.
Remember this, right?
Years ago.
And when Joshua beat Klitschko, Wilder was on commentary and said, I'm trying to work out something with Joseph Parker to do this. Then we're going to come back to Wembley and fight here for Undisputed. And somehow Wilder's team got out hustled by Eddie Hearn. Parker went to the fight and all this other nonsense. And of course, the rhetoric was, Joseph Parker ducked Wilder. He saw the power in Wilder. I was like, please. The fight that Joseph Parker went to, what was it, Gerald Washington?
I think it was.
And Wilder looked like garbage in that fight. You understand me?
He didn't even go to that fight to watch Wilder. He went to watch his stablemate Izu Ugano against Dominic Brazil.
There you go. Izu Ugano, right. That was the fight. Right. You're correct. And I remember, so today I was listening to a replay of the Boxing Voice, and a guy calls in and he's like, so Ness said, well, AJ has the tougher fight. Like, he has the tougher fight, so he should headline. And this guy's like, oh man, Wilder got the tougher fight. Wilder, he fighting a tougher man. I was like, does this person recognize that Anthony Joshua already beat Joseph Parker? So if Wilder has the tougher fight and it's somebody that Joshua already beat, then what are you saying? It's like these people don't understand. Like, I mean, it's like these people just started watching boxing the other day.
For real.
Joshua already beat this man years ago. So has Dillian White. You understand?
Yeah.
So
Big which man?
Joseph Parker.
Oh, Josh, hold on. At what stage?
Huh?
What I thought
Joe Parker unified and lost to Joshua the first time, and then he lost it on points to Dillian White as well.
No, but I thought we were talking about during the time when Joseph Parker was in America talking to
No. I'm saying so. I'm just laying out something here.
Oh yeah.
About the fight, right?
Yeah.
So this situation here in terms of who's gonna win is interesting because Joseph Parker has been way up and then way down. I don't have any idea what Joseph Parker is today. Neither do I of Wilder. I don't know if Deontay Wilder has been in a Bacta tank healing up. Like I don't know if anybody here is a Star Wars fan and knows what a Bacta tank is.
No, I'm a Star Wars fan, but not the latter ones. You're talking about Series 4, or you're talking about the new Jack.
No.
The
I'm
new
talking
Jack.
about.
I'm talking about the originals.
I'm talking about the original. A Bacta tank is that tank that Darth Vader was in, where he was healing up. It's like a big water tank.
Oh,
So that's a Bacta tank, where he was
Oh.
healing from all his wounds and all that. That's a Bacta tank.
oh,
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if Wilder has been in a Bacta tank for the last year, just trying to heal, because I don't know what he is either, Raphie. Because I don't know if he could take a punch no more. And I know Joseph Parker could still punch, even though he didn't knock out Joe Joyce. I think Joe Joyce took some unnecessary punches from Joseph Parker, who can hit still.
Yeah.
But sometimes I don't know what Joseph Parker's mentality is. One time he's knocking out like the guy who he knocked out the other day. Then before that he's struggling with Junior Fa. You know what I mean? And then I don't know. I honestly don't know. Big Boys Boxing could probably tell me, but I don't know, Raphie, to be honest. It's a 50-50 fight.
Yeah.
And the truth is, Joseph Parker has better skills than Deontay Wilder. He has better skills. He's a better boxer, better movement, and all of that. But sometimes it's like he just loses his mind and forgets what he's doing in the ring. And that's dangerous with Wilder, because you have to be switched on with him.
Yeah.
Otherwise, he could end the fight, and that's real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. For real. What do I think? It's really, there's a lot of question marks. We don't know. We've seen Deontay Wilder for 1 round in 2 years. 1 round in 2 years where Hrgovic decided to take it to him. That's not the way Hrgovic fights. If Hrgovic fought the way he normally fights, which is the way he fought against Joshua, he's 1-2 guys, long range. He uses long range to get those 1-2s in. Moves around a little bit, just sidesteps a little bit, gets a big looks for a 1-2 with a big right, and then he'll do a medium power 1-2, shuffle a little bit, then do a 1 with a big hell of a right, and he mixes it up, and he moves a bit, doesn't jog around the ring, but he moves a little bit, keeps his feet moving, then he plants, and he does he's got a long range, so he does an effective 1-2. He's a competent boxer. He didn't show that against Deontay Wilder. Some people say he threw the fight. Other people say he just thought that Deontay Wilder might be a bit his best chance against Wilder would be just to take it to him from the B of the bang, from the ring of the bell. And he did that, and he got starched. But that's not how he normally fights. If he'd have fought how he normally fights, we might have got some insight into where Deontay Wilder is right now. We don't know. He could just be shot. I don't know if anybody watched the Time Booth fight. I covered it in video form, but he's been out of the ring for a while. And he walked out the ring. He was just by round 2. He was taking shots and didn't want to take anymore. I mean, so obviously this is a different situation. This is a higher caliber fight, but it's still the same principle. It's somebody who hasn't really fought for 2 years, and we don't know what he's coming with. We don't know what he's coming with. Is he shot? He could go over with the first heavy shot. I don't know. Is he shot? Is he shot? We don't know. As for Joseph Parker, I think he's with that cat now, the Tyson Fury's cousin, whatever his name is. Andy Lee. Andy Lee, I think, was the main guy who trained him throughout the throughout the training camp. Sugar Hill came in for the last 5 weeks, but Andy Lee was the guy who steered him mainly before Sugar Hill stepped in. So I think Parker is more consistent, although he's inconsistent. He's more consistent than Wilder. He's had a good few fights this last year, a couple fights this last year. He decided to stop pricing himself out and take fights, or else his career would be over, because he saw that he's not exactly the most scintillating of fighters. He doesn't really go out there to entertain very much. Sometimes he'll just winning the fights enough for Parker, and he doesn't really go for style points, which hurts him at the box office. But still, even so, I still think he's more consistent than Wilder, or is a more quantifiable entity than Wilder, should I say. Joseph Parker is a more quantifiable entity than Wilder at this moment. Wilder we've only seen for one round in 2 years. I don't know what to make of Wilder now. I don't know where he's at. He could be shot, or maybe he isn't shot. Maybe he isn't shot. Maybe the fact that he's not fighting so much has given him a chance to heal some of the neurological damage that can be incurred in fights. Partially heal, or heal as well as can be expected. Maybe fighting once a year at the top level gives you a chance to heal. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe. But Wilder right now is, we just don't know what kind of entity he is. We don't know what kind of entity. So I have to give it a 50-50. I have to say it's 50-50. I don't know what's going to happen. I really don't know. To me, right about now, I'm saying to me, I've got that fight as all right. Maybe I'll give Wilder an edge because he's got the so-called equalizer. I'll give that fight 55% to Wilder, 45% to Joseph Parker. I really don't know how that's going to go. If he knocks out, plus knocking out Joseph Parker's never been knocked out before, and that's a real X factor. That makes the fight interesting because people question Wilder's power. They say he's the only top guy who's gone in there with he's only gone in there with one top guy, maybe two if you look at Luis Ortiz, and maybe three if you look at the original Stavern fight, the first one, when Stavern was legitimately ranked, maybe three top guys in a 10-year career, 10 title defenses. I don't know. Some people say Wilder's power, it might be overrated. And it's hard to gauge it. He really needs to be in with the top guys. He needs to be in with a Parker, needs to be in with a Joyce, needs to be in with a Zhilei Zhang, needs to be in with an Anthony Joshua. It's amazing that the guy's made it to 38 years of age, and we still don't really know. We still can't swear to his power. Still can't swear to it. Anyway, that's what I'm saying. 55-45 to Deontay Wilder. It's a slim edge, but I really don't know what to expect from him. Big boys boxing.
Yeah, I'm in a similar boat, mate. Are you hearing me?
I'm hearing you. You got a buzz. Coming. Okay, you're good now. Yep.
All right. Yeah, I think about the same, 55-45 or 65-40 in favor of Wilder. But like you guys, it's really hard to know where Wilder's at. Not just because of his past history, but inactivity, and his jaw could be gone after getting smacked over by Fury twice.
Okay.
So who knows? I've seen a few people say that Wilder should smack Parker out of there, no problem, easy as. And I'm like, really? Why?
Yeah.
Why? And they simply can't give me a reason. All they fall back on is he's the biggest hitter in boxing. It's like, that isn't even proven, really.
It's unproven.
Is it?
It's unproven.
He hasn't fought a lot of high level competition, so you can't say he's the heaviest hitter in boxing when he hasn't been in there against top level.
Exactly.
Besides Tyson Fury, and we know Tyson Fury doesn't hit that hard, so he still managed to get knocked out twice by him.
Yeah.
And with regards to Parker, I'll tell you what, if he comes in at under 245 pounds, Wilder might be in trouble. That's when he looks a hell of a lot sharper, a lot lighter on his feet. His punches look a lot quicker. If you haven't seen it, I suggest going back and looking at the recent Fainga Opilu fight that was in Australia. He got the first round knockout, but he was a lot lighter in that. You don't get to see much of a fight, but you see what I mean compared to his fight last weekend against Simon Keane. He's quite a bit heavier again, and his feet seem like they had lead in them compared to when he's looking sharp. So Joseph Parker's up and down as well. But a lot of people are going to say he needs to get inside on Deontay Wilder's chest and work in there. That's not Joseph Parker. He doesn't have a good inside game. He's got to work at mid-range to outside, but he can't hang around on the outside because he's right at the end of that big right hand, isn't he? So
Yeah.
I suggest Joseph Parker come in light and use his movement. Deontay Wilder, don't come in as heavy as he did in the third Fury fight. He will be gassed out in 3 or 4 rounds if he does. He's got to come in pretty light as well. So, I like it. It's a good fight, and I don't really care who wins. I just want to see it.
Yeah. To be honest, I'll be putting money on Parker. Parker will be the underdog, and that will be where you can make some money. So if you want to make some,
yes, go for points.
Yeah.
You get even better odds on Parker on points.
Yeah, Parker. Well, I'm definitely not going for Parker by knockout. That's for sure.
Throwing your money away.
You know what I mean? Although you never know. I mean, I might put a cheeky pound on Parker by. Hey, you never know. You never ever know. Who would have thought that Buster Douglas would have beat Mike Tyson? Come on.
Well, Parker by knockout might be paying about 40-1 or something. So chuck a dollar on it.
That's what I'm saying. You can't go wrong. Put a couple of pounds, yen, dollars, whatever, on Parker by knockout. You know, just a cheeky couple of pounds. You could be in the money. I think I'll actually do that if I make this fight. I'm looking forward to the fight. I hope it happens. But I'm not going to hold my breath. Anything with Deontay Wilder in the title, I'm not holding my breath. Okay. Let's go straight to, let's keep it at the top of the bill. Let's go to the Anthony Joshua versus Otto Wallin. I'll go first. Okay, I've been asking for this fight for a long time. I was advocating that Joshua fight Wallin for the first time before he fought Usyk for the second time, but contractually I can understand how that could have got messy. If Tyson Fury had got in at that stage, he'd have messed up the whole thing. He'd have kept everybody waiting for years. So on Joshua's rematch with Usyk, that could have been jeopardized seriously. So I understand why they didn't do that. I think it would have been ideal. Wallin being a southpaw, fighting a southpaw before the second fight with Usyk, I think that would have been good. That would be very good. But it wasn't to be. So you deal with what is reality. And the reality is that he's got the opportunity to fight Wallin now. Wallin's a top guy. He's a southpaw. But there are southpaws at the top there. I think Frank Sanchez is a southpaw, if I'm not mistaken. So it is still worthwhile fighting a southpaw. We saw, who do we see recently? I think it was Errol Spence. Errol Spence versus Crawford, who is not a southpaw but can switch to southpaw, and the southpaw gave him hell. So I think avoiding southpaws. Look at Joyce v Zhang. And that's another good reason. That's another good reason why Joshua should fight Wallin, who's a southpaw, because Zhang is on the horizon. Zhang's on the horizon for everybody. So going around avoiding southpaws, it ain't good. It ain't a good idea. So I am an advocate of that fight, Joshua v Wallin, because Joshua v Zhang, another southpaw, is a very real possibility in the not too distant future. So as a matter of fact, I think it's an excellent idea. Excellent idea. And also, Joshua's coming off 2 fights with southpaws, and then a fight in between, and then a couple of fights in between with, what's that, Franklin and Valley, now Franklin and Hellenius, orthodox. So it's got a good mix. It's got a good mix. It's good. It's good ingredients. It's good ingredients. Who do I think wins? Well, I think Joshua's coming off 2 fights with the best, with one of the best southpaws in the world of boxing, against Usyk. So surely Iron Kong, Anthony Joshua is acclimatized to southpaws.
Well, if he's not, he could be in some trouble. Yeah. I don't think the issue is it's just that you're a southpaw, so you beat Joshua easy. I think you have to be a certain level. You have to be a certain level. Otto Wallin is a very aggressive guy. He moves forward on you, likes to push up on you. That might be his undoing. The issue is, what style is Joshua going to bring into this? Is he going to stand his ground and deal with this man? How he's supposed to deal with him? He's going to try and fiddle and box with him, and that might be a problem, because then it turns into an issue of outpointing Wallin, who is not known to be this heavy puncher, but has enough where he can back you off and still outpoint you. But I don't see Anthony Joshua losing to Otto Wallin. So I mean, as you said, he just pretty much fought the best southpaw in the heavyweight division.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping he learned lessons from that. If he didn't learn lessons from that, he could be in some trouble. But I still think he has enough to beat Otto. I mean, what?
Yeah, he should have enough to beat Otto. Otto is well. I mean, Otto was beating Tyson Fury, so Otto is a fighter of quality. Is he an exciting fighter? Generally, no, but he is a perfunctory fighter, and he's been winning fights. Perfunctory, was beating, arguably should have beaten Tyson Fury. That fight should have been stopped. Anybody else, that fight would have been stopped. So he's got that on his record. But do I think that Joshua has the tools to beat an Otto Wallin? Absolutely. I think he's in a great position to beat Wallin. But there's a hold on. I'll go to Big Boys Boxing first before I make a particular point on the fight. Big Boys Boxing.
All right, man. I think it's a good fight as well. Joshua certainly does have the tools to beat Wallin, but there are issues that everybody's noticed with his transition to a boxer puncher rather than a come forward pressure fighter that knocks everybody out. So that has changed since they sparred and since they fought in the amateurs twice, where Joshua beat him twice. Also, Joshua has been in a lot more, how would I put it, wars, I guess, than Otto Wallin. He's only been in one war, and that's the only fight that Otto Wallin was aggressive to note. He's not usually like that. So obviously, he thought Tyson Fury didn't have enough power to hurt him. To me, I think Otto Wallin seems to have a pretty decent chin. He took some good shots from Yurak Gassiev, who hits like a freaking mule. And he managed to fiddle his way to a points victory there. I don't think it's going to happen, but I think it's certainly possible that Wallin could fiddle his way to a points victory. But to do so, I think he'd have to land something on Joshua to make him think about coming in with a bit more, sitting on his shots, opening himself up for counters. But I don't think Wallin's got the power to be able to get that kind of respect from Joshua. So I think this is probably going to be a points win for Joshua. I don't think he's going to be able to stop Otto. Otto is, like I said, he's got a tough chin, and he does have some real dog in him when he needs it. We saw against Tyson Fury. Once he cut him, he would do anything to get the upper hand, rub his laces in the cut of Tyson Fury. That dirty stuff. He'll do whatever it takes. So I've got no doubt that Otto thinks he can win this. He's going to come and fight to win, and we're going to get a great fight out of it. But I think Joshua will take it on points.
Joshua via points. I've got Joshua via points. I think Kong, I think you got him by points too. I don't know. I think so.
Yeah, I think the way Wallin fights, as Big Boy said, he was very, very comfortable with Tyson Fury. Because Tyson Fury is at that time was fighting a very which is how Tyson Fury usually fights, very standoffish, whatever. And Tyson Fury is not a guy who's gonna really step into the punch. So he wanted to come forward and pressure Fury, because if he stood back from Fury, Fury will use his reach on him and pick him off, right?
Yeah.
So exactly. Joshua is not going to do that, and I think Otto knows Joshua has power, and he's going to have to be careful, right? So, so Otto is going to try and fight. Is going to try and maybe see if he can make Joshua think about it, and if he realizes, okay, Joshua don't really respect what I'm doing, he's going to try and pick at it and pick and move and all that, and that's when the problem comes. Joshua can't cut the ring off and can't get at him, because as Big Boy said, he could really you make it a problem and pull one out the bag with like a split decision or something like that. So I have Joshua on points. I don't think Wallin will allow himself to be knocked out. It's like Hellenius, how he fights, where Hellenius, how he fought Joshua, how he normally fights, kind of on the back foot, moving away from you, so he don't really take them kind of punches. So Wallin will not allow him to get knocked out that easily. I think he's gonna be on the back foot if he can't get Joshua thinking about it.
Yeah,
he's gonna try and pick him off like a Sando or Martin type fight. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Absolutely. Okay, and so there's another dynamic which I just want to touch on before we move on. Ben Davidson. Is a common denominator between Anthony Joshua and Otto Wallin and Tyson Fury, because Ben Davidson is currently the guy Anthony Joshua is training with while he's in the UK. He's in the UK now, not in America, not in Dallas, Texas, not in Fort Worth, Texas. So Anthony Joshua, interestingly, is training with the guy who trained the Otto Wallin cut and almost beat. And I'm looking at Ben Davidson. So I'm thinking, is Joshua thinking, well, Ben Davidson was on the opposite side of him when he did what he did to Fury, so that's a good thing? Or is he thinking, well, Ben Davidson's was on the opposite side when Otto Wallin did what he did to Fury, so that's a bad thing? Or is he looking at Derek James over in Texas, Dallas, Fort Worth, who had who had the jewel in his crown, Errol Spence, lose to a guy fighting southpaw? Have you got any feelings, any thoughts on this Big Boys Boxing?
I'm wondering if Ben Davison may be chief second in the corner. I wouldn't mind seeing that for Joshua, because I think he's actually a better technical coach than Derek James. Derek James tends to focus more on athleticism and the basics.
Yeah.
But in saying that, if they have the two coaches in the corner, there's going to be conflicting opinions about instructions and whatnot. So, it'll be interesting.
We've seen that a few times. We saw it with Ben Davidson and Pat Roach. Freddie Roach.
Yeah.
We saw it with Ben. We saw it with Ben Davis. He's a common denominator. Again, we saw it with Ben Davidson and
Mark Tibbs.
Yeah, that's right.
Mark Tibbs. Common denominator. Common denominators. We get into it, folks. We get into it. Ben Davidson. So he could be a bad omen.
Well, with any luck, if they've got any brains, Derek James and Ben Davison should be communicating already, so they can kind of work together to a degree at least. Yeah. Maybe that'll develop an understanding of each other before the fight, so they can actually work together in the corner. It would be nice.
Yeah. With Ben Davidson, I mean, could it be the Ben Davidson Iron Kong? Could it be that Ben Davidson is one of them cats who's on your team, but when it comes to presenting, doing the presentation for the CEO, he comes and pulls out some data that the team didn't have. So you know, one of them cats. Is he one of them cats?
Yeah, and I work with a couple of them people. So, I'm not
I've had some bad experiences with them people over the years.
Yeah. Everybody knows them type of people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, with him and Freddie Roach, Ben Davison was the primary cornerman. He was the trainer. Freddie was second.
Yeah.
And Freddie was saying like, "Yo, I would have told Tyson to go for the knockout with Fury." But Ben was like, "Nah, just box him and just stay away from him." Just boxing, and we see that probably going for it would have been the best approach. With him and Mark Tibbs, that's when he told Billy Joe, "Oh, you'll get the rematch. Don't worry about it. You can't see.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. And
Yeah.
yeah, can't see
Uh.
clown.
Mm.
You know what I mean? So I don't know. I think as Big Boy said, Joshua is a person who doesn't seem like he intends to sit on his backside. So when he's in England, he's going to be working with somebody.
Yeah.
When he's in America, he's going to be working with somebody. He's not going to just walk with you and then do nothing otherwise.
Yeah.
He's not going to sit on his backside. When he's in England, he's going to be working. When he goes back to America, he's going to be working. And by now, these two people should know about each other and be talking, because we saw there was issues when Angel Fernandez and what's his name, Robert Garcia seemingly were teaching completely different things. You know what I mean? But they, he himself, Joshua, has to, tell his to look, work together, whatever. So if Derek can't come corner me sometimes, Ben can deal with it, and Ben knows exactly what Derek wants, and Derek knows exactly what Ben is working on, so we can work together. I don't, I when people saw him working with Ben Davidson, they were like, "Oh, Joshua working with another coach." I'm like, "Yeah, he's not gonna sit on his backside, is he?" When he's in England, he has to continue working. If Derek James is not available because he has to work with somebody else, Joshua has to do something himself in England. He's not going to just sit down. He don't have his own gym.
For real. For real.
He don't live in America. He lives in England.
Yeah.
Right. So when he's in England, he's going to work with Ben Davis. So I mean, these are all adult people, and they should be talking and strategizing, whatever. I don't think it's a bad thing that Ben was in the corner with Tyson Fury. That's what happens. Ben was also in the corner with Laywood when Laywood beat the Southpaw. What's his name? Hanlon.
Yeah.
So he was also there. So he has experience with these types of southpaws, these types of fiddling people. So he has experience, and I don't think experience, good or bad, can hurt.
Yeah. Big boys, you were coming in there?
Yeah, no, he pretty much said what I was going to say, so it's all good.
Okay. Well, so still focus. I hear you saying, staying busy. I totally agree with it. And training with different people, picking up different skills, being a road warrior, grabbing your bag, your kit bag, jumping in your Range Rover, and traveling and training with different people and learning different things from different people. And to me, that's being the consummate professional. Now, one thing I'll give Tyson Fury credit for is he's moved around over the years. He's got around. He's got his kit bag, have gum shield, will travel. I think that has to be the mentality. I mean, on a simpler level, you have normal people, not pros, just people who train, people who do some martial arts. They'll have the kit bag, have the gum shield, will travel, will go into a different gym they don't know, and spar, get some sparring in. I think you have to do that. You have to be training with different people. You have to be sparring with different people. That's how you learn your craft. You know what I mean? I saw a video of an old man, old man outside some McDonald's somewhere around here in the West Midlands, and you got some young idiots messing around with him. They said the old man was 78. I don't think he was 78, but he was an old man, definitely a pensioner. And you saw the pensioner, who allegedly was an ex-boxer, just come out with a peach of a right hand, an absolute peach of a right hand. The little dosser, the little young whippersnapper dosser, just got put flat on his ass, staggered up, and the old man put him down again. That's technique. That's just technique. That's moving around. Have kit bag, have gum shield, will travel. Yeah, and I think that's the old way, and I think that's the most beneficial way. Have gum shield, have kit bag, will travel. Learn your craft. Learn the craft. And so I'm totally in favor of Joshua training with Ben Davidson. And, if I find out he's been training with 7 other different, just visiting 7 different other gyms, I think it's the bloody right way. It's like in the old days. In the old days, you'd have fairground fighters. And this guy would fight for the fairground, and you have people come up fairground, would move to different places, different town to town, and you'd have a standard guy who would fight anybody. Yeah, put anybody in the ring. Obviously, most of them didn't know how to fight, but every now and then you'd have a guy who really knew how to fight and who wanted to make some money. And this fairground fighter, the guy who'd go around on the fairground, he'd have to deal with everybody. So that's what you call have gum shield, will travel. Big boys boxing.
Yeah, man. When you start a boxing career, it's probably a good idea to stay with the coach until you got all your basics sorted. But once you've got your basics done, there's nothing to stop you being a sponge and picking up knowledge from anywhere and everywhere. I don't think it's probably a good idea to change trainers every fight or anything like that, But at the same time, 2 or 3 fights and move on to someone else. What's wrong with it? Picks up new knowledge, new skills, and you've already got your base, so it's not going to change you as a fighter fundamentally. So that's my
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Have gum shield, have kit bag, will travel. It's got to be the way. It's the old way. It's the way how people became accomplished. It's the way how I watched another viral video. And once again, it was an older guy getting put on by a young chump. And I looked at the technique. I slowed it down because it's hard to see exactly what the old fella did, but he obviously had some old boxing experience. And he trapped the guy's jab. So the guy jabbed, the old man blocked it. Hold on, let's get this right. Okay, the young guy was a southpaw. So the old man blocked the jab, literally just blocked it, maybe even held the hand, but got it out of the way and came over with an unimpeded right hand, put the whippersnapper flat on his back. Now that's just skills that the old guy acquired over the years. Just parried the lead hand. I think he even grabbed it, got it out of the way, so he cleared the channel, and now he had a straight right down the pipe. Put the young whippersnapper on his back, and that's just years of moving around. Years of moving around. I think that it's a problem with some of these younger boxers. I mean, this generation of boxers, when they don't know how to play the hand, just play with the hands. Everything seems to be at full pelt sometimes, and it doesn't have to be that way. Sometimes the soft way, the soft sparring, the gentle sparring, that's where you yield those skills where you can slow down time. Not everything is at fast time. Not everything's at blasting full pelt. That's not the way to always go. I think the soft way, the gentle way, the playing with the hands, learning how to do soft, slick, almost unnoticeable techniques, just the moving the hand out of the way, clearing the path of the lead hand for the backhand. Those things come by gentle movements. Play the hands, play with the hands, learn the techniques. Don't always be going full pelt. It don't always have to be a war. Take time. And I know from experience that a lot of these trainers like to rush kids in the ring when really they should allow the kids to grow and become virtuosos. You know what I mean? Learn the soft, the gentle techniques, almost the invisible techniques, the techniques that are almost invisible to the eye, like the old cats did. Those little tricks. Move around, have gum shield, will travel, learn your trade, learn the subtleties of the game. The subtleties are, to me, some of the crucial things. We lack the subtleties. Look at the old fights. Look at the little techniques they'd use. Look at the little tricks. Moving the hand out the way. Look at the foot positioning. Learn the soft skills. It's not all about the power. Where we at? J Boss in the building. Bruce Gass, the Philip Carl Roberts, the Special K, the Mr. Coates from America, the Frank, the French. Smash that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit the share button. Don't be afraid to drop something in the chat. Something like something for a coffee when Raphie's throat gets dry. When Raphie's throat gets dry and he needs a coffee, drop something in the chat for goodness sakes. OMG.
Hey, Raphie, I got to bounce, man.
Hey, the Iron Kong, is there anything the final thing you want to say before you go? Good to have you up in here.
Yeah, so that's the other day we had Memorial Day here for people who fell in wars and whatnot, like World War I and World War II and all that. I just want to remind people that these people who left from the West Indies, the Caribbean, to go fight for Mother England were some of the poorest of the poor Black people, literally removed from enslavement.
Wow.
And they went to fight for England, only to still be called the N-word over there, to be put digging latrines.
Oh.
Some of them didn't come back, and some of them didn't get their money.
Oh.
You understand me? So these people's families didn't get anything. And could you just mute for me, sir? Just mute for me. Just mute for me.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Anyway, so these people went over there and died for a cause that had nothing to do with them, really. Because these people were living in abject poverty down here on the island. A little known fact that before World War II, there was a report that had to be done by a Lord Moyne about why the people in the British Caribbean were revolting so much, because they and then he found when he came that these people were living in just the most filthy of surroundings. These people had no education, no economic means, no nothing. So the British, instead of acting on the report, actually suppressed the report because they didn't want it being found by the Nazis in World War II.
Damn.
To be used as propaganda against them. So I want to memorialize them people who went up there and died. You know, you did your best. You did what you could do. The West Indian Regiment, we remember you, and we all remember what they did to you. So peace to you, Raphie.
100.
You be easy, man.
100. That was the Iron Kong up in the building. 126 is this channel name. Big Boys Boxing. I think he was trying to come in there.
Oh no, I was just gonna say it's horrific stories he was telling, and sounds horrible. So remember.
Yes, remember. Yeah, remember everybody. We have Remembrance Day. It's a good point. It's a really good point. It's a strong point. We have Remembrance Day over here in the UK, and I'm sure we have it in other parts of the world. But we definitely have Remembrance Day. We had it. Was it yesterday? I think. But it's like who are you remembering? It's like remember everybody. You know what I'm saying? Don't just remember the people from England who fought for England. Remember the people from all over the world, the Caribbean. India, different parts of Asia. I don't know if Australasia, the South Pacific, wherever they're from. Remember everybody. That's a really salient point, because sometimes with Remembrance Day, we only remember certain people who haven't been expunged from history. Oh, forget about them. Yes, that's a great point. Remembrance Day. Remember everybody. Okay, so let's crack on. Let's keep going. What we got here? What did I see? Okay, so Tony reviews. You make me laugh, mate. My back hurts from dragging Raphie in too many debates. You've got your back broken in every debate, mate. You've got your back snapped. You've probably got a titanium rod rolling through your spinal column, my friend. You know what I'm saying? One each side. I hope you're doing well anyway. Okay, so let us continue. What's this? I have Gum Shield. I have Kitbag Will Travel. Reminds me of Danny Williams. He fought again in August. Someone needs to give him a commentary job. 50 years old and still. No, that's beyond that's beyond where he should be. Have Kitbag will travel. That I'm not really referring to a Danny Williams. Danny Williams has just fought on for too long. Almost unquestionably got terrible brain damage from all the time he spent in the ring. That's not Have Gum Shield with travel. That's Have Gum Shield and should have retired a long time ago. Unfortunately, a long time ago. What we got here? Mr. Court says, should we have a holiday to forget? Holiday to forget. Remembrance. Well, presumably people forget. Theoretically, people forget. So that's why it's a Remembrance Sunday. I think that's what I'm saying. Do we still remember the Nazis? Well, Remembrance Sunday. I think you remember everybody, don't you? You remember everybody. You know what I mean? You remember everybody, because if you remember one side, then you remember the other side. I mean, you weren't fighting for nothing. You weren't fighting against yourself. You were fighting against some people who wanted to, do some things you didn't want them to do. So you fought against them. You know what I mean? I think that's how it goes. That's how it goes. What is this article here that I was going to get into? So what am I saying about Danny Williams? Yeah, Have Gum Shield will travel, but you got to know when to retire. You know what I mean? Have Gum Shield will travel, but you know when to retire. But this thing here, Joshua Wallin update. Makhmudov Sanchez versus Farr, Filip Hrgovic, Dubois v. Miller, and more. Okay, let me have a look at this article here, maybe. Because the question was posed by Big Boys Boxing. I wonder who Filip Hrgovic is going to fight. So,
yeah. I've also noticed in that list, Martin Bacoli's gone off that list too.
Oh.
So he may be the opponent for Filip Hrgovic, and they're trying to hide it, but I don't see the sense in Filip Hrgovic fighting him, even though it's a great fight because he's in that mandatory position.
Yeah. So what does it say here? Let me share it on the screen. Let me share this like so. Un, deux, trois. What is that? Is that it? I think that's it on the screen, is it not? Okay, there it is. Okay, so we talked about Anthony Joshua v. Otto Wallin. We talked about Deontay Wilder versus Jauzi Parker. Dimitri Bivol versus Richard Riviera. You familiar with Riviera, big boys?
Yeah, I've seen him. Boxer mover, not a lot of power, but plenty of skill. He'll probably get beaten.
Yeah, that's how it sounds. Riviera. So keep busy fight for Bivol since he can't get the fight with Beterbiev.
Yeah, because Mauricio Solomon won't sanction it because Bivol's Russian, even though Beterbiev's Russian too.
It's crazy. Bivol's Russian. Suleiman, head man at WBC, says no, we will not support any fighters fighting out of Russia in solidarity with the Ukraine. But Bivol comes from some part of Russia anyway. You know what I'm saying? He's a Russian.
He's got a second visa too, though. I can't remember what his second nationality is. Korean or something.
Because he looks. He's part whatever part he comes from, Kazakhstan or whatever. It's the Oriental side of Russia where they had land grabs, and there's different parts of Russia. You got the European part of Russia, and then you got the Oriental, the Mongols. Russia's a massive place, so yeah, he would have his own specific ethnic identity. As a matter of fact, I don't know. Let me have a look at that real quick. Dimitri Bivol. Hold on. He's the link is in the chat. If anybody wants the link is in the chat. Let's have a look. Bivol, Dimitri. Where is Bivol? Fighters. Dimitri, yeah, there he is. Okay, so let's pull up his ethnic background.
I'm also trying to find it. I'm only finding Russian, but I've heard him speak about it. His father's Russian and his mother's from some East
Could be-
Asian country or
So
something.
yeah. Could be. Well, you can see it in his face. He's Asian, Oriental, Mongolian, Kazakhstan, one of them states. Dmitry Bivol, active fighters. Sometimes this thing doesn't really work. It's fighters active. Search Dmitry. I don't want to play some more sometimes. What about Canelo? You'll come up with Canelo if I write in Saul. Say UL Canelo. No, it's Saul Alvarez. REZ Saul Alvarez. Pro Box. Let's go Bivol that way. Bivol. Let's have a look at him. Where is he? He's a resident. Oh, he's a resident of California now. Okay, there it is. Kyrgyzstan. His actual birthplace is Tomak, Kyrgyzstan. So, Kyrgyzstan. That's presumably next to Kazakhstan. Not trying to be funny or anything.
Sorry, Raphie, I've got a call. I've got a blitz, mate.
No problem, big boys. Good to have you on there. Take care. Have a great day.
Take care, guys. See ya.
Excellent. That was the Big Boys Boxing. He's got his own channel. Be sure to check him out. Okay, so let's have a look at this shizzle. Let's have a look at Kyrgyzstan. Where is it? Kyrgyzstan, country in Central Asia. Jeez, look at the beauty of it. Them are Genghis Khan's people. How do I get this thing bigger? Look at the beauty of this place. Wow. Hold on, let me share the screen. Let me share my screen with you. Look at the beauty of Kyrgyzstan. That's horseman's land, the nomads, I imagine. Can you see that? I don't know if I can make this bigger. Maybe I'll just make the whole page bigger. Blow it up, because look at the breathtaking beauty of Kyrgyzstan. Let's bring it back. Look at that. And the Genghis Khan people, Kyrgyzstan, next to Kazakhstan. Look at that. Is it moving? Should be moving. Should be moving on its own. What am I looking for? Oh yeah. Let's get through this. See some more items of beauty. Looks like a land with plenty of land, country with plenty of land, open space. Look at that. Might be worth a visit. Look at that. The horses. That's good. That's Genghis Khan country. That's straight Genghis Khan country. Look at that. Wow. Central Asian country. Okay, let's come out of that. And let's get back into this. What are we saying? What are we showing? Kyrgyzstan is correct. I remember when we voted for a man with dementia. OMG. Mukmadov. Mukmadov, he's on it as well. Popeye, hard to forget. Sanchez versus Farr. Junior Farr. Sanchez is not great. Sanchez versus, that's a good fight. Did I say it was great? Somebody said it was great. I think that's a good fight. And if who is wrong, Hergovic versus Bakoli. What is this? So do we remember how the Jews remembered Israel? Well, I do. You? And who is right and wrong in this conflict? Well, is everything got to be about right and wrong? I don't know if everything's about right and wrong. I think certain things are some things about right and wrong. Some things are clearly wrong. Some things are clearly wrong. In which case, yeah, then there's a right and wrong issue. With Israel, do I talk about that? Well, in a few sentences or in a sentence or two, they didn't have a homeland. So they were given some historical homelands. I don't have an issue with that. My issue is with the constant encroachment of land, which was deemed to be the other side's land. So if you're given a land, if you're given a part of somebody's land, you're given a portion, and then you start encroaching on their land which is not yours, and that's a problem. And if you look at the map of encroachment over the years, then Israel have encroached tremendously on Palestinian land. Now, Israel are going to come back and say, well, hold on a second. The reason we're encroaching is because they're throwing stuff and they're at us across the border. And they're being problematic across the border. So we need a bigger buffer zone. So you could argue, well, okay, they were in a war with Yasser Arafat's army. But then Hamas beat Yasser Arafat. So now Hamas become the force for the Palestinians. But then Hamas, were they the best? Wasn't it better under Yasser Arafat? Was it a little bit? Was it a little less aggro? Was it more negotiation under Arafat? Are Hamas a little ham-fisted? Are they a little bit over the top? That thing they did with the dance festival? Was that the best way to go about it? Soft targets? But then they'll argue that, Israel go for soft targets. So I think over there, I can see two wrongs. You're encroaching on the people's land. You're pushing them out. And then Hamas maybe being OTT with the way they did it on the festival for youngsters, for young people. That wasn't a good look at all. And then Hamas allegedly camping out in hospitals. That's not a good look either, because you're bringing that trauma to people who are already in dire circumstances. So it's over there, it's a question of like wrong over here and wrong over there. And there's been, it's deep. It's deep. Right is right and wrong is wrong in this world. Well, yeah, okay, yeah. There's certain things that are absolutely wrong, and there's certain things that are absolutely right. Yes, I agree. Votes are split on the card happening. OMG. I'm already there. How can you claim land to be yours? Yeah. I understand that. Israel-Palestine is a difficult one. It's a historical one. I think, listen, they were given land by the British again. The British have caused a lot of trouble in the world. The British invaded other people's lands, put up borders that were beneficial for the actual British, the 1%ers, the 1% of the Brits. We're not talking about the British people as a whole. We're talking about the 1%ers. Yeah, they drew up land. They invaded lands to get their riches, get their oil, get their natural resources, rape and plunder the land and the people. And then they left borders, which left one tribe in with another tribe, and then they had to this tribe had to fought that tribe, and then there was some genocide there because the borders they put up Britain put up artificial, England, whatever put up artificial borders, and it's caused problems across the world with the British borders in other people's lands. It's terrible. It's terrible, and that's what's happened in Palestine. It's almost British made. It's almost a British-made problem. You know what I mean? It was the Brits who drew up the borders, and then the Israelis kind of didn't respect the borders, and they've encroached on what land was left for the Palestinian, and it's just a mess. It's just a mess. It's a difficult one. Western ideology and propaganda supports Israel. Yeah, it does. I don't support either side. I think there's problems on either side, both sides. I don't agree with Israel, and I don't agree with Hamas. Some of what they've done. So it's problematic. It was the Brits that screwed the place up. It was. A lot of places in the world, a lot of countries in the world. The Brits screwed it up. The 1%ers. They invaded the place and left Israel and Palestinians to sort it out themselves. So they put up these borders, and the Israelis didn't respect. And then they've encroached on Palestinian land. Now they're carpet bombing the fuckers. Pardon my expression. I mean, Israel are carpet bombing the people. They're just wiping out areas. So ultimately, they want that area. Say they don't want anybody occupying certain places, certain large swathes of areas. So they've carpet bombed it. And they say no, they don't want anybody there. But of course, what they're going to do is, if they clear people out of certain regions, they're going to send people in to occupy it. They're going to get people in to occupy that land, which they said no, they were using it as a buffer zone. And they're going to occupy that land. They're going to say, now we need a buffer zone for this land, so we're going to have to clear you out some more. And ultimately, they're looking to take over the whole of the Palestinians' land, which I can't dig. I can't dig it. So the Israelis, they're doing wrong. Hamas can't justify what they did to that music festival and going into kibbutzes and killing old people. I just can't dig it, man. I can't dig it. I only feel sorry for the women and children. Yeah, what about the old men though? Yes. But I do feel sorry for them. But why women and not men? I just don't put down. No, I can't dig it. You either feel sorry for people or not. I can't dig it. I feel sorry for the old men too. I feel sorry for everybody. What if you were an 18-year-old? Remember when you was 18? I remember when I was 18. Remember when you was 21, going out 21? Remember your 21 birthday party? So those young men don't count? Middle-aged men don't count? Old men don't? Hey, everybody counts, brother. I don't value a woman's life over mine. I'm sorry. I don't value a woman's life over mine unless she's my mom. You know what I mean? That's the only woman's life I value over mine. You know what I mean? That's it. Then the Palestinian land wasn't even the first choice. It was, I think, his Palestinian land wasn't. First choice was Africa. Whose first choice was Africa? Malcolm Marcel, how do you do? The 24-hour warning from Israel was ridiculous too. Millions of innocent people had 24 hours to flee. That's outrageous. So, it's fault on both sides. But let's have a look at this list. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that share button, folks. And don't be afraid to drop a coffee. Don't be afraid to drop a coffee in the chat. Okay, let's go back to this old Dimitri Bivol against Richard Riviera. Hold on. Oh, it's proposed. It's not written. It's not on box rec yet. These are proposals. These are proposals, ladies and gentlemen. This is not a strict contract. Then we got Daniel Dubois versus Jarrell Miller. Interesting. I'm not sure that I support Jarrell Miller. Excuse me. I'm not sure I support Jarrell Miller getting a shot at the top like this. And I said somewhere on Twitter, what's in it for Daniel Dubois? What's in it for Daniel Dubois? If he feels he can ping Jarrell Miller, if he feels he's got the stamina, because Jarrell Miller had a lot of stamina. I haven't watched him since he's come back. If Jarrell Miller still got that stamina, then Dubois, we know Dubois can fade. And we know that Jarrell Miller is a slow pressure fighter. He's a slow cooker. He's like a slow cooker. He's like a pressure cooker. Like bringing a pressure cooker. He'll put on that pressure slow. What's this here? What is this here? Uh-oh. Didn't want to do that. That's not a problem. So, what's in it for Daniel Dubois? What's in it for Daniel Dubois? You know, if he feels he can beat him, if he's got a certain tactic, they've looked at him, they've done film studies, and he's comfortable. Okay, go ahead. But yeah, I question what's in it for Daniel Dubois. There's got to be something in it for you. There's got to be a deal. There's got to be something in the deal. There's got to be something in the deal. Oh, shizzle. I just saw something and accidentally just closed it down immediately. Let me try and access that again. I think somebody just sent me something. Should be there, should it? Okay. There's a picture. Okay, let's have a look at this. The Uganda scheme was proposed by British colonial Secretary Joseph Chamberlain to create a Jewish homeland in a portion of British East Africa. Never East shredded wheat. East. So we're talking about around by Ethiopia and them places. Ethiopia, Eritrea. It was presented at the 6th World Zionist Congress in Basel in 1930 by Theodor Herzl, the founder of the modern Zionist movement. Geez, they wanted to take over Africa. They wanted to take over Africa. Lord have mercy. Jeez. Lord have mercy. What does East Africa look like? I know what it looks like, but let me just remind myself what are the countries there. East Africa. That was from Malcolm Marcel. Thank you, Malcolm. East Africa. I appreciate that. You can do that, folks. If you have my social media links, you can send me stuff while I'm live on the show, like Malcolm just did. You know what I mean? So if you're not up to date with my social media, my social media platforms, then feel free. The links are in the description box. Follow me on social media, and we can make this thing happen. You can get intel to me. ASAP. What does that do? What does that do? How do I make this bigger? How do I make this bigger? I'm actually back at college. I do 2 lunch times per week at college. I'm enjoying it very much. Actually studying IT, so I should be good. I should be good at this one day. Basic shizzle, admittedly. Basic levels, but still, it's good. I'm enjoying it. Why can't I get just one picture big? Open Sesame. Open image in new tab. So it's not going to show now. Now it's too small. Now what do we do now? Yeah, but that wasn't a good picture in the first place. Somalia. Okay, let's work with this. Let's close that down. And let's have a look at the map. Hold on. Come on. Come out of that. Let's get into this. Come out of that. Let's get into this. Boom. No, not that. Yeah, this. Let's have a look at East Africa for a moment. Can you even see that good? Maybe not. I don't know. Okay, so like I said, Eritrea at the top. Eritrea at the top right here. Over there is Yemen. You know Yemen? Everybody knows Yemen, where Prince Nassim comes from, or Nassim Hamed. He's over there. That's East Africa too. East Africa. Yemen is actually East Africa. Okay. Yemen is East Africa. Okay. Eritrea. What does that say? Sumatra. What does this say? Oh, Mogadishu. Oh, that must be, is that Ethiopia? No, Ethiopia's over here. So this is, what country is this? Oh, Somalia. This pink here is Somalia. I know Mogadishu. That's a rough place in Somalia. Eritrea is further up here. Ethiopia, the only country in Africa that ain't been effed with by Europeans in some way, somehow. The Italians decided that, Ethiopia is available. No other Europeans are there. Let's go in and get our slice of the cake. The Italians came down, tried to F with the Ethiopia. The Ethiopians sent them back home to eat spaghetti and meatballs. OMG. Shout out to the Ethiopians who repelled the tyranny of the European 1%ers. OMG. So I wonder what was theirs. Sudan, South Sudan, there's a war zone right there. Fighting over the riches, the oils, the minerals. It's hideous. It's a hideous affair. Further down we go to Kenya, Tanzania, Mozambique, all them places. And talking about that madness. Where are we? Why am I going to my Instagram? I found a pic that was very good. I thought it was highly appropriate. Shall we say? It was highly appropriate. Let's share my screen with you. What are we doing? Instagram. What else is this? Who's this? Is this Ice Spice? Is this Ice Spice? Is she showing her panties? She's showing her panties. Ice Spice. Yeah, very promising new artist on the hit parade. Oh Lord. Goodness gracious. Lady with a lot of talent. Ice Spice. But you see how easy it is to distract the Raphie? Let's not forget the reason why we came. Go into my stories. If you're not checking out my stories, you're missing out. You know, that was lunch. Yeah, but there was a particular, and this is it, of course. This is it. This is the one. You can't even see it. Okay. Okay, you can't even see it. Okay. Can I make this bigger somehow? Is it possible? No? So I should have just saved the picture in itself because you can't really see it that clear. But I'll read it to you. It's two aliens. And the one on the left says to the one on the right, "Hey, yo, is this Earth?" The one on the right says, "Yeah." And the one on the left says, "Lock the doors." OMG. That's the state the Earth is in. Lock the doors. Is this Earth? Aliens wouldn't come here. They say, what? That ish hole? Earth? You want to go to that ish hole? Earth? Absolutely not. It's sick. It's crazy. It's not a healthy environment for kids. OMG. It's not a very healthy environment for kids at all. Okay. So let's come out of that. What did I go for? Oh, yeah, that's what I came for. This is what I came for. Yeah, hell, Earth. It ain't a healthy environment at all. Where else did I have that picture saved? Oh, it's on my phone. I have to upgrade this system. Hey, with this knowledge that I'm gaining from this computer course, maybe I can just upgrade this shizzle. Maybe have two computers running at the same time. Just go crazy. But it's basic IT, so don't expect any crazy developments so just straight away. But we'll see. We'll progress. We will progress. What's going on here? What's going on here? What are people saying? Agree, war should be avoided, but unfortunately, sometimes if nobody's going to be reasonable, it can be seen as the only alternative. You see, the Palestinians, Palestine. Am I going to go into Palestine, a map of Palestine? I think I pretty much damn well have to. Because if you look at Palestine, let's just do a little map of Palestine. Palestine. Where's the map? No, actually got maps here. Maps. Palestine. Is he gonna give me Palestine map? Let's bring the thing down. Why is it every time I make it smaller, it just gets... Yeah, go small. Go small. It's just getting bigger. This is crazy, yo. Get to 100%. Let's hope for the best. Damascus, Israel, West Bank. Where's Palestine, though? Where's Palestine? Lebanon. Israel. Alpha. Yeah, okay. So, okay, let's share this. Let's share this right quick. Stop sharing that. Start sharing this. Let's share this right quick. Palestine. Okay, so that's Lebanon. Let's look at the region first of all. Okay. Right, so here's England, UK, United Kingdom, England, Ireland, Scotland. You travel through Belgium, the Netherlands, France, Germany, Czech Republic, Slovakia. Remember that war? Slovakia. It used to be Czechoslovakia, but no, they had a war. Now we got Czech and then Slovakia. What happened there? Czech, Prague. Who wants to go to Prague for a holiday? Czech, and then Slovakia, Budapest. Where's Romania? That Ceausescu, whatever his name, he was a brutal mofo. Everybody in Romania was living on subsistence living, and mofo was living in a palace. Money in abundance. Bulgaria. Look at how many struggling countries there are. Poland. A lot of people left Poland to come to England to work. Bulgaria, Romania. We got the Romanian coming to England to work. Bulgaria, got a few of them. Hungary. Don't really hear much about Hungary, but Hungary is there too. Don't get many people from Austria coming over to England. Don't get many French. Don't get many Croats. Serbs. Get a few Bulgarians. Don't get many Italians. Get a few. Not many Spanish. Not many Portuguese. Get a few. But these lands here, Czech, Slovakia, Hungary, Romania, Serbia. I guess those are the poorer countries in this area. Bulgaria, Istanbul, that's Turkey. So I guess Istanbul, you get to Bulgaria, you can travel over to Turkey. There's Turkey. Here. Then we have Syria, Lebanon, and then Israel. Jordan, Saudi Arabia. Wow, that's close. Egypt, this is Africa now. Actually, you think about it, Israel is next to Africa. Israel is close to Africa, so it's in the same. Look how big Africa is. Look at Africa. You see the invasions from the Arab lands. So you have Morocco, Algeria, Libya. A lot of Arab descendants. Western Sahara, Mauritania. That gets darker. Mali, darker. Niger, Chad, and Sudan is a mixture. Egypt, a lot of Arab influence. So the Arabs came from over Saudi Arabia, Yemen, Oman. And they traveled with wars and spread, took over lands like Morocco, Algeria, Libya, Egypt. So the statues, the Egyptian pyramids, which are thought to be of the people who live there now, are actually the people who lived there before Arab invasion of North Africa, pre-Arab invasion. So it wasn't the Arabs who built the pyramids in Egypt. That's a misconception. That's a whitewashing of history. Because whenever the Africans build monuments and whatnot, the European 1%ers always try to deny that it was actually the black Africans who did it. Any achievements of the black African, they always try to say someone else did it to justify their unjust treatment of the people from the Black Africa regions. So in South Africa, you'll see the Dutch came down. The Boers, they call them. The Dutch came down from where? So the Netherlands are up here. But they came down all the way to South Africa. I guess the Arabs were interfering with North Africa. The Europeans were up in there too. Where were the Europeans? In all of these countries here in the east of Africa. I tried the stuff in Morocco. I got run out of Morocco. Sahara, that was too hot. Mauritania, they had some business there. All through this area. Niger, Chad, Guinea, Burkina Faso, Ghana, Nigeria, big robbery from the Europeans in this region here. A lot of theft, lots of artifacts still stolen in British museums. Don't want to give them back. Minerals by the billions. Gold. Cobalt's the latest thing for computers and batteries and what have you. So this little area here has been consistently raped by the European 1%ers. The Dutch traveled all the way. Where are the Dutch? Where they at? They're the Netherlands. The Netherlands. Right up here. They traveled all the way from there, all the way to South Africa and colonized it and segregated it. Went to a man's land and segregated it. So no, you're black. You stay over. You go over there. Impertinent mofos. When we get back to Israel. So yeah, Israel connected to Africa. OMG, Cairo. Look at that. I want to go to them regions. And document it. So West Africa, this is over here. Eritrea, they was probably looking to Eritrea, but it's probably too hot for the Jews. The Jews may have thought it was a bit too hot. Eritrea, they was probably looking to disrupt them. Somalia, probably looking to disrupt them, but they'd have had a hell of a time. Ethiopia, the only African country that the Europeans couldn't defeat. So they'd have trouble. They'd have troubles putting the Israelis. Where they're going to put them? In Egypt? No. Sudan, too hot. Eritrea, by the sea, so it's trading. But they probably didn't like it. It was too close to Saudi Arabia and Yemen. Them are Arab countries. Too close. And then, of course, the Gulf of Aden, if you cut this area off, Saudis, Yemen, that could be problems for the Israelis. They'd have probably wanted here, somewhere here. This would have been nice for them. A tip of Somalia, right there. So you got trade from India. You could have trade from India over here. Not Iran, Pakistan. Maybe they do trade. Iran, Afghanistan, Pakistan. We got India, Mumbai, obviously massive trading area. India there, a lot of it is sea, faces the sea. So you got ports, Bay of Bengal right there. So this, I would imagine that the Israelis would have liked somewhere in Somalia. This would have been perfect, right on the equator, not too hot. Right there would have been perfect. The southern tip of Somalia. By Kenya, you can do trade with Tanzania, Mozambique, Madagascar, Go straight across to Indonesia. You got India. You got Thailand, Malaysia. You got Australia. The Australias. You got Papua New Guinea. You got New Zealand further down. Indonesia, Philippines. Of course, you come around the what do you call this? The Cape Horn. What's this? And is this the Cape Horn right here? Then you can do that. Come around the Cape Horn, the natural trade winds. They call them the trade winds because you whip around the Cape Horn and it'll take you to Brazil, Suriname, Guyana, Venezuela, Puerto Rico, Cuba, the West Indies, the Caribbean. What are we looking at here with the Caribbean? We're in the Caribbean now. We got Puerto Rico. You got all these islands. You got Trinidad and Tobago, Grenada, Barbados, St. Lucia, Dominica, Montserrat. Sting's got his studio. British Virgin Islands, Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, Turks and Caicos, the Bahamas, Jamaica, Haiti, Dominican Republic, Cuba, Havana. Beyond that, what we got? We got Aruba, Curacao. We got the Panama and the Panama Canal. So those are the natural trade winds. That mean that Israel, hey, if Israel had got a little bit of Somalia, if they could have rented out some land in Somalia, there's so much trade options. It would have been so much better for them. Little tip down here, just south, the southern tip of Somalia. You know, you're south of the equator now, so you got some nice weather, nothing too crazy. Why is this part so hot when it's south of the equator? Why is it so hot there, but cool there, further up? Well, we're talking about a few hundred miles. That's strange. And then cool down here. It's like in Greenbelt area. OMG. People probably can see why one of Raphie's favorite subjects at one time was geography back in the day. And when you look at this, there's so many places to do, so many places that one wants to see with one's own eyes. This region, everybody's interested in East Africa. Yeah, I understand that, but this region here, that Red Sea, all of this Red Sea region, quite fascinating. The invasions, the land grabs that we've seen throughout history. Yeah, maybe people can say why the Raphie loves geography so much. It's fascinating. Look at all them places we haven't been to, we need to go to see with our own eyes. I'm particularly curious about this Red Sea area, Egypt in particular, the Arab invasion, North Africa. Quite interesting. I have to go to this region here, the Red Sea. I'm fascinated to travel these lands. Fascinating. Okay, Raphie's been engrossed in this shiznix. Let's get out of that. So we get out of that. But I like that map, though. I don't want to lose the map. It's a great map. I don't even know if anybody's still here. I don't know if anybody's still here. It's funny. It's funny stuff. Is anybody still here? Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Look at that. We're here in the UK, Netherlands, German, Czech, Slovakia, Romania, down to Turkey, Azerbaijan. Where'd you go from Turkey? Oh, you go Turkey, you go Syria. Is Syria still in war? So you don't want to go that route. That's a bit Turkey. You could go Turkey, pick up some of your fake Rolex watches and whatnot in some of them markets. Turkey, Syria. Maybe you don't want to go that way. Maybe you just go France, Spain, Morocco. Yeah, Algeria, Tunisia. Probably want to skip Libya. Probably want to skip Libya. What, you want to do a cruise from Tunisia across the Mediterranean, and maybe drop down, skip Libya. Probably want to skip Libya, drop down in Egypt. Night train to Cairo. Where do you go? Oh, you go down to the Red Sea. Go down to the Red Sea area. Where's Israel? Israel's north. Travel this. Fascinating. Absolutely fascinating. Let's have a look. There's Israel right there. It's interesting. On hindsight, they would have wanted this green area of Somalia. Mombasa, Kenya, Mombasa. You just wanted this area here. They could have just stole the green area of Somalia. Pretty bad. Nasty. No, not good. Want an island? Is there not a place? Is there not an island? An uninhabited island that they could have made Israel? What's this island here? Mind you, they might get bombed by... What's this island? Is it too small? Oh, it's too small. Oh, it's an Arab. It's got some Arab writing on it. I don't even think Gulf of Aden. I don't even think I've ever heard of this island. Maybe too small. How big is Egypt? Where's Egypt? What's up there? Egypt isn't all that big. It really isn't all that big. Jerusalem, Egypt. Yeah, but it's about 3 times the size, 4 or 5 times. It's 3 times the size of the island, though. Not big enough. Not big enough. Maybe this little island would have solved the problem. That little island would have solved the problem. Maybe. Okay. What's going on in the chat? What's going on? What do you got? Okay, let's have a look. I'd imagine the fights will get played pretty well. I would imagine so. It's called the Ugandan Schemes, 1817. Damn. Who or the original people of Israel? Do you remember? Maybe it's selective. Who was the original people of Israel? Well, look at the region. I mean, who were the original people of Israel? Where is Israel? Well, look at Israel. Here is Israel. What is next to Israel? We got the Turks to the north. The Turks. We got Azerbaijan. That's Central Asia. Oh, Uzbekistan. This is Central Asia over here. So we got Central Asia, Mongolia, China. You know, this is all Genghis Khan land. Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan. This is where Bivo was born. Kyrgyzstan, which is next to China, west of Mongolia, south of Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan. South of Kazakhstan. Kazakhstan's quite big. Look, this Kazakhstan. Look how big Kazakhstan. Uzbekistan, Kyrgyzstan, Turkmenistan, Afghanistan, Pakistan, Iran, Azerbaijan. And this is Russia here. But a lot of Russia, this part of Russia here, when they called it United USSR, United Soviet Nations, that was not European. This is European Russia up here. Yeah, next to Finland, Sweden, Norway, Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania. Russia fucked with all of these people. All of these people hate them. You meet somebody from Estonia, they hate the Russians. Latvia, they hate the Russians because the Russians invaded them, even forced them to speak Russian. Lithuania, they hate the Russians. Belarus, kind of different. It's kind of European. Kind of accept Russian more, I think. Ukraine hate the Russians. Moldova, Slovakia, Romania, Hungary, all of this. The Russians fucked with all of these people, including the Polish. I think they hate the Russians too. War crimes, rape, and all kind of nasty things they did in Poland. So I spoke to a Polish girl. She hates Russians with a passion. And then they tried to get to Germany from Poland, didn't they? Tried to get to Germany. Hold on. What are we talking about? Russians? Oh, Germans. Russians invaded Poland. Yeah. And it's next to they're connected to Norway. St. Petersburg. I mean, it presented to Finland. A landmass. I thought there was an island. I didn't realize Finland was connected to the Russian mainland. This is crazy, yo. St. Petersburg. This is crazy. I thought this was all an island. Norway, Sweden. It's connected. This is crazy. Is this a river? Is this a river that runs through them or a borderline? What is this? Is this a river? Ain't no river. That's land. That's a border. Russia. That's a border. Damn. So Finland's connected to Russia. Finland. Russia. Wow. Wow. Here is Israel. Okay. Where are we? Who is the original? Well, you see, it's Israel is next to Arab lands, including Turkey, Arab-ish, and Africa. So where is it? It's there. Israel is slap bang in the middle of Africa and North Africa and Arab lands. You know, the Arabs invaded North Africa. So, yeah. So these are the people. These are the people that were around that region. Arabs and Africans. So that's the location. So that will be the people, Arabs and Africans. Or Arab-like people and Africans. Obviously, the Christians aren't Arabs, you know. There's no way possible that Eddie will let AJ near Otto Valim, who Josh used to spar and whatnot. Really? You scared? Are you scared? Are you saying Eddie's scared? Are we scared? Are you scared of, bro? Don't be scared, bro. Where are we? Where are we? That's the school done. What is this? A geography? Well, it actually is. It actually is because it's refreshing. It refreshes my memory. When people see the map, I think it triggers. It triggers certain memories, feelings, thoughts. You know, you can see in black and white what's going down. You see where Israel is. We've discussed maybe they should have been given an island. You know, we've looked at who are the original people. Well, there's Arabs to the east, Africans to the west, and what is it? Turks to the north, Arabs to the east, Africans to the west, Turks to the north, and Africans to the south as well. Malcolm, really? What would you say? Yemen is what? Yemen is the Middle East and not Africa. Okay. So Yemen, where's Yemen? Yeah, he is Yemen. The Middle East. Yemen. Yeah, you can say Yemen's the Middle East. Yeah, Saudi Arabia, that's the Middle East. But the Middle East is right next to East Africa. The Middle East is right next to East Africa. So Yemen is what? A few miles from Djibouti. Yeah, Yemen is a few miles from Djibouti. What's that? What is this stretch of land called? Bab al-Mandab. The Bab al-Mandab. The Bab al-Mandab Strait. The Bab al-Mandab Strait goes from Yemen to Djibouti, which is the Djibouti, which is just under Eritrea and Djibouti. And here is Somali. So Yemen is Middle East, yes, but it's only a few miles. What you could paddle up by a canoe, I reckon. You could paddle up by a canoe, I reckon. That's a canoe ride. You get over there by canoe. Sharm el Sheikh, that's in Israel, that's in Egypt, is it not? Sharm el Sheikh, that's Egypt, is it not? That ain't Egypt, is it? That ain't. Yeah, Sharm el Sheikh. Yeah, that's Sharm el Sheikh, that's Egypt. Sharm el Sheikh. Cairo, take the night train. There's Israel, and I guess this is Egypt territory. So we travel down the Red Sea, and we come to the tip of Yemen, which is a few miles away from, it's not even North Africa, it's East Africa. So Yemen is the Middle East right next to East Africa. Little canoe boat ride. Okay, and once again, there is Israel. Okay, it's on a completely different continent. Well, if you're saying a couple of miles is a completely different continent, that's cool. But you can see their neighbors. You can see that. Completely different continents. It's actually attached. So I don't know if it's a completely different continent. It's kind of attached. There's a landmass that attaches it right up there by Cairo. Egypt is attached to Jordan. Is attached to Israel. Is attached to Saudi Arabia. Is attached to Yemen. Completely different continent. Well, you can say that, but I mean, my eyes are telling me like they're neighbors. You know what I mean? So you can say it's a completely different continent, but they're just a couple of miles apart. So at that point, are we dealing with semantics? I don't know. You tell me. All right. Okay. So isn't she auditioning for a part with the new... Who's she? Palestine is basically the Gaza Strip. Yeah. It's the Gaza Strip. Former Yugoslavia, 93 octane up in the building. No longer exists. Yeah, that changed in my lifetime. Yeah, it changed, what, 10 years ago, 15 years ago? 10 years ago, 15 years ago? Something like that. And OMG, Tony Reviews is being lured. He's been lured. We've lured him out. We flushed him out. We smoked him out.
I just know.
Damn, we really smoked him out. Damn.
Yeah.
We really smoked him
over here. Yeah, I've been dying. But anyways, I know you cannot be this dumb. So if that be the case, then Mexico is the United States. Canada is the United States. South America and Mexico are the same continent because they're just miles apart. In fact, they're inches apart. If you look at the tip of Mexico and the top of South America to the left, they're just inches apart, literally centimeters apart. We'll go by the metric system. They're centimeters apart, but
Well,
they're the same though, right?
How is you got open borders? I mean, America is Mexico. Mexico's America's Mexico. You took half of their land.
Okay.
All of this was Mexico. All of this was Mexico. So you can say from Atlanta down, from Washington down, from Atlanta, Arkansas, Mississippi, Oklahoma, New Mexico, Las Vegas. That was all Mexico. That was all Mexico. So okay. Yeah, okay, I accept that that's South America. But listen, I mean, we're kind of dealing with semantics because you want to tell me that South America starts with San Diego and just Monterey just below that. Nah, South America and Mexico was all up in San Francisco, Nevada, Utah, Colorado. That was, well, not Colorado, it's a bit cold up there. But New Mexico, Arizona, that's where Mexico was. That Mexico really started from up here. Mexico, so you're telling me that Mexico, South America, but yet you got Mexican land in North America. But okay, I accept it, South America. I accept that. but let's be frank. You got open borders, brother. You got open borders.
Technically, we have closed borders and we're building a wall. So, I mean,
allegedly, I see them Mexican cats walking over, having picnics on the border, walking over the climbing walls.
What's that got to do?
They got rope ladders, brother. They got
you can't answer the question.
They got rope ladders, brother.
What does migration have to do with geography? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. So again, please explain to me how Yemen, which is in a completely different country, is a part of Africa.
Yeah.
Please explain that. Make it make sense.
Yeah. I've already told you this is Africa here. Egypt.
Yeah.
Is the edge. The Red Sea.
What separates
the Red Sea?
Africa?
Separates.
No. What separates Africa from the Middle East?
The Red Sea. The Red Sea separates.
Not just
Africa.
the Red Sea. What is the actual gateway called? It's really big in the news right now. Where the Palestinians are trying to flee to. What is that called?
I've shown you. On the map.
Right. It's in Egypt. I'm helping you out. It's in Egypt. What is that little landmass called?
I'm helping you. We got Africa over here. We got Cairo.
You don't even know your geography. You can't help me.
What the hell are you talking about? I've got the map right here. This is Egypt.
And you don't even know what you're looking at, Cheerio.
This is Egypt. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with
Egypt,
you?
Right. Where does the border of Egypt end? Where does it end?
Sharm el-Sheikh is right here. That's in Egypt. And over here, you have a borderline between Egypt and Israel. Okay? Here.
No. Not in Israel, in Palestine, Gaza. You have Gaza in between.
Yeah. Gaza Strip.
And the way you get to Egypt from there is through Gaza. What is that gateway called right there?
What's the Gaza Strip, man? What's wrong with you?
No, you have the Gaza Strip. Yes, the Gaza Strip is a name for a land. It's a whole city. They call it the Gaza Strip, but it's a city. Now, my question to you is, how do you get from Gaza to Egypt?
You get to Gaza. Well, you got Gaza over here. You got North Sinai. Is no Sinai. Yeah. You got the Southern Sinai. So that's Egypt. That's Egypt. North Sinai, Southern Sinai. So this looks like Egypt to me, or is it? What is it? Yeah.
I don't know. You tell me. You got the map up.
Well, South Sinai, North Sinai.
I'm playing a computer game while I'm listening to this.
North Sinai, South Sinai. I mean, as far as I'm aware, that has got to be. What is it? Is it Palestine around these parts around here? Is this
Palestine and Israel share the same land.
Yeah.
They're in the same land. Yeah. And that's what they've been warring over for forever. Who owns the promised land?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But Yemen is not a part of Africa. It's never been a part of Africa. It's not included with Africa. There's not one person from Yemen that would ever call themselves African. No. They're completely different places.
They're not different places. They're different continents. But what that's my point was.
Yes, a different continent is a different place. It's a different area.
Listen, man. Listen, man.
That is the definition of a different place.
Listen, man. You love the small picture. I'm dealing with the big picture. This is Yemen over here,
right?
And this is Africa,
yes,
and this is what separates them. This little piece of water here, yeah. And the Red Sea. Primarily, it's the Red Sea that separates them, yeah. That's what separates them, but they're not far apart. They're not far apart. Okay, this is Middle East.
Zoom in.
No. I ain't zooming
No. Zoom into the water.
This is the Middle East.
You think you could just swim across the canal? That's what you say.
No, I'm saying just have a powered boat and you get over, no problem. You'll get over. Trust me.
Yes, with a boat. Yes.
Yeah, you get over in a boat. Don't worry. Just have a little.
So let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Zoom over to the right a little bit.
No, we don't
go
zoom.
to Italy.
No, we ain't zoom. We ain't zoom. Why do you want to go to Italy?
Because I'm gonna show you something. Go to Italy.
Oh Lord.
Do you know where that is? Do you need help finding it? Go to the right. No, that's left. Go the other way. Go down.
Italy
right.
is down here. Italy's here. I live here.
Okay.
I know the whole of Europe. I know the whole of Europe.
Zoom in. Okay. Zoom into the boot.
Yeah, zoom into
the boot. See the high hill?
Yeah.
No, go to the high hill. Go to the go up. Go up. So look at the high hill. So look at this. Look at this right here. That is all that separates Greece and Italy. So is Greece and Italy the same place?
No, obviously not. It's a different country.
Well, it's a different. No, it's the same continent. They're on the same continent.
It's a different country.
Well, Yemen's a country and Africa's a continent. So I mean, you couldn't compare a country and a continent. But I digress. The point is, are they the same? Are they the same? Because just a little bit of land, like a motorboat, will take you across.
Well, I think you'd have been better if you'd have looked at maybe Sicily, because Sicily is just
Sicily's a part of Italy, and it's closer to the edge of the boot. Sicily is further away from any other country.
Catalonia. I'm talking about this island here. I'm talking about this island here, separated, but it's still Italy. Yeah. Catalonia,
it's still a part of Italy. Yes,
Palermo is still a part, but it's separated. Yeah. It's separated, but still the same.
Yes,
separated, but still the same.
It's an island.
Yeah, it's an island.
You'll go to Greece, you'll see a whole bunch of islands that are separated from Greece.
But we don't need to go to Greece. We can go to Albania.
My point is this: if you look at the high hill on the boot, if you look at the high hill on the boot,
why don't you go to Montenegro? Montenegro, you can go there. Yeah, Montenegro, it's right here. Albania.
This is funny. This is simple geography.
It's simple, but I don't understand what your point is. Where are you going? Where are you going?
My point is Yemen and Africa are not the same. They're not.
I never said
Yemen's not a part of Africa. That's what you said earlier.
Are you still on the same thing?
Yemen and Africa.
Are you still on the same thing? Are you still on the same thing?
That's what you said.
Are you on the same thing?
I don't understand. No, I don't. Because
here is Yemen.
Yes.
And here is Africa. Very close together. Different continents, very close together.
Now zoom into the water.
No. I'm not zooming into the water. It's not a problem, man. It's only a problem for you. Nobody else.
Look at how close Italy and Greece is. Are they the same country?
Well, what I'm saying to you is that Albania is closer to Italy. So if you want to make that comparison, you should say, look at how close Italy is with Albania, because Albania is closer than it is to Greece. So I don't understand what you're saying.
It doesn't matter. You can use Albania. You can use Greece.
Well, you use a country
Macedonia. It doesn't matter. My point is this.
It does matter. You use the country that's closest to the country that you're referring to, and that's Albania. So
it doesn't even have to be the closest. They can all be within close proximity.
Well, you go for the closest. Go for the closest. That's Albania.
The point still remains. They're separated by water.
Yeah.
They are not the same country. They are not the same. Yemen is not a part of Africa, no matter how bad you want it to be. Yemen is Yemen.
I don't want it to be. I'm saying it's Yemen is very close to Africa. What's the problem?
It is very close, but it's not Africa.
I know. What's the problem? I said it's very close. So
no,
what's the problem?
you stated earlier that it was a part whenever I wrote what I wrote. That
Yeah.
Yemen is the Middle East. It's not a part of Africa. Like I can't believe you believe that.
I've corrected it half an hour ago. So what's the problem?
There's no problem if you corrected it. I just couldn't believe that you believed that they were the same
half
place.
an hour ago. So how come you're approaching me half an hour later talking about something I corrected half an hour ago? Where's the logic?
It took you a half an hour to respond to what I wrote. So the minute you responded to what I wrote, I hopped on. So you read my comment, and now I'm here talking to you. So
okay. Let's get past this. Let's get past this.
Let's get past your.
Let's get past this, okay?
Let's go.
Because I can see you're a kid that gave the teachers a lot of problems, my friend. I can see that. It's very clear to me.
Not at all, because the teacher should have been correct.
It's very clear to me, son.
No, it's very clear that you were wrong, and you understand that you were wrong.
I corrected it a long time ago. What the hell's wrong with you? I'm not Jesus, bro. I'm not Moses.
That's cool.
I'm not Moses, brother. I can make mistakes, brother.
So what else you want to talk about? What else you want to talk about? You claim to move on, but you keep talking about it.
It's okay, brother.
I know I always prove you wrong, and I did it yet again. I would get upset too. I would get upset too if Tony's reviews kept coming to my channel and proving me wrong.
Don't confuse me with Jesus of Nazareth or Moses. You know, I might be.
Where were they from? Were they from Africa too?
I might be wrong sometimes.
Where were they from Africa?
What, Jesus of Nazareth?
Yeah, was he from Africa?
Well, Nazareth is where we know as Palestine, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, current day Palestine.
Yeah, current day Palestine. Current day Palestine.
So where was he from?
Where was Jesus from?
Yeah.
Well, I just done showed you where he's from. He's from current day Palestine.
Okay, so he was Middle Eastern then. Gotcha.
Middle East comes from the Middle East. Yeah, is that complicated? Is that complicated?
No, I was just asking because you compared yourself to Jesus and Moses, saying that you was not them. So I'm just trying to see. I'm just trying to see if you know where they're from. I just want to know what you know.
You're a funny guy. You're a funny guy. You make me laugh, and that's okay. You make me laugh.
Go ahead. What's next?
You make me laugh. Okay. So, you're a funny guy. So anyway, where we at? Well, I'm just following the chat, man. I'm just following the chat. This all stems from the nationality of Bivol. This is what you got to see. The nationality of Bivol, we found out, is Kyrgyzstan, which is
Russian.
quite small. Which is quite small. Smaller than I expected. I thought it's small, way smaller than Kazakhstan. Kyrgyzstan is here.
Yeah, those are all fake countries.
Well, what do you say, fake countries?
Or because all your stands, they're newly formed countries. They were formed after the USSR fell.
Oh.
So like
they existed before the USSR. They existed before the USSR kind of what do you call them? Kind of raided them.
All of that was Russia. And after the USSR fell, they chopped up Russia so they wouldn't have as much territory. It's kind of like when you look at Afghanistan. Hold on. When you look at Afghanistan, Afghanistan is a made-up country as well. Afghanistan wasn't a country either. That was in between India and Pakistan. Whenever they were warring, they created Afghanistan to separate them. So a lot of these stand countries are newly found countries. They don't have any ancient history.
They do have ancient history. Their history was overridden by the people who took them over. So places like Kyrgyzstan,
they were formed recently. Yeah. You can't say that they were taken over. They just made the country. Like, what are you talking about?
No. I totally disagree. Kazakhstan is Central Asia. That's Asia. Uzbekistan.
Russia is in Asia. What are you talking about?
Well, no, the bulk of Russia is European. Is here. This is Russia. The bulk of Russia is white European. This here is Russia. The green. There ain't no deserts. There ain't no deserts in Russia. Yeah.
Pull up a map.
No. I'm not going to get bogged down in this.
That breaks down all the different.
I'm just saying what I'm saying. Mongolia, Central Eastern,
Right,
Central
right.
Asia.
Russia is a part of Asia.
Yeah, it's Russia has
It,
parts in Asia. It has parts in Asia, but it's primarily these are Russian lands right here. These are green, European. Russian is European and has Asian parts. Kazakhstan, Mongolia, Asia. But this ain't Russia. Mongolia ain't Russia. It's its own territory. It got took over. It got encapsulated.
yeah, and Russia isn't China, but they're both in Asia.
Yeah, I know.
What are you talking about?
No, what are you talking about? Russia is primarily European, white
No, it
European,
isn't. Europe is the smallest continent on the planet. Like
right?
Europe is teeny. The
Yeah,
majority of Russia is Asia. What are you
and it's not
talking
Asia,
about?
and it's not
Rush,
Russia. Mongolia
Europe.
ain't Russia.
Oh my
Kazakhstan ain't
God.
Russia. It's Central Asia. Central Asia. Russia is a
All those
European.
stands, if you go back before the damn Soviet Union fell, the USSR, they were all a part of Russia. They're just now not a part of Russia. What are you not understanding? That was all Russia.
Well,
All your
that
stands
was
were
lands
Russia.
taken over
If
by
you ask
Russia.
if you ask Beeble, what are you? He'll tell you he's Russian. That's why
Yeah.
Mauricio Suleiman had such a big deal about him fighting for the fucking WBC title,
If
even though Better Beef is already Russian, which
if
makes
you
no sense.
if you ask Beaver where he comes, what his ethnicity is, he's not going to say white European. He's
He
Kyrgyz.
definitely does say he's Russian. He says he's half Russian and half Korean. I've heard him say it.
Okay, cool. So it's half and half. He's half and half. Cool. I
But
accept
you
that.
didn't even know that. How you
What,
gonna say what he's gonna say and you don't even know what he said?
what are you talking about? I said if you ask Bivol if he's a white European man, he'd say no. But you're saying he's half white, so I'll say okay.
I'm
He's half
telling you
white.
what he said. He
Yeah.
said he's half Russian,
Yep.
half Korean.
There we go. So
if you wait,
and
if
he
you
comes from
equivalate,
Kyrgyzstan.
Russian to white European, then he
Yeah.
would tell you, yes, I am half white European, half Korean.
Yeah, well, that's cool. That's cool. What's the
I
problem?
don't understand what you're saying.
So what's the problem?
I don't know. You tell me.
No, you coming up with problems. So what's the problem?
You're the one that made a blank statement and didn't even know what Beeble says about himself. Like, what are we talking about?
Okay. So I don't know what Beaver said about himself. Well, write that down. Write that down.
I know,
Right.
like that's just another little tick mark. Like,
Yes,
can we talk about something
it's
other
another
than
little check mark for
geography
you. That's
and
why I'm saying
ethnicity?
write it down. Write it down because you've come on and we ain't made no progress with you.
You the one that's got us in the rut. I'm saying let's
No.
move on a million
You're
times.
the one that's got us in a rut. You've come on and we
How
ain't
many
made
times
no
have I said
progress.
let's
What
move
does that
on?
tell you?
Let's move on. Let's
What's
move
that tell you?
on.
Exactly.
Let's move on.
Let's move on. Thank you. Okay, so where we at? One wonders what the modern world would have turned out like if the Persian Gulf wasn't there. That's interesting. What's your hypothesis? It's a very large history lesson talking about the Moors. How are we talking about the Moors? We ain't talked about the Moors yet. We're not going to talk about the Moors. It's 2 hours and 26 minutes in.
The Moors are Middle Eastern.
Sorry?
I said the Moors are Middle Eastern. The Moorish Empire that invaded from the Middle East to Africa and then into Europe.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Moat. Yep. Where are we? Remembrance stems from Remembrance Day. Oh, yeah, that's true. We started talking about the mess the Brits created between Palestine and Israel. Yeah, that's true. And in a lot of other places, a lot of all over the world, many places. So what we're talking about, we said the Brits created between Palestine. Yes, so they created problems in the Middle East with borders. Hell of a lot of problems in Africa. India, Pakistan, they did that too. The Brits, the 1%. When I say the Brits, I'm talking about the 1%ers. I'm talking about the ones you don't see. I'm talking about the ones who own the banks, who rape the people's pockets. That's what I'm talking about when I say the Brits. I'm talking about the 1%ers, not the man on the street. Man on the street's just the man on the street. You know what I mean? The Second Boer War was considered the first modern war. This first Boer War, yeah. Had all the guns out and they're going up against people with arrows. You know what I mean? Lithium mines, absolutely. There are also pyramids in Iraq, also Somalia. Built by Black Africans too, 100%. The location of Somalia shows why pirates locate themselves there. All that cargo coming out of the Nile. Yeah, but the other aspect with the Somali pirates is what they don't tell you on the news. What they don't tell you in the news, which is that Europeans started dumping their toxic waste in Somali waters. Now, let's go back to the map. Where's Somalia? Okay, here we are, Somalia. Let's blow it up. So let's keep Europe. England, Ireland, Netherlands, Norway, Sweden, Finland, Denmark, all these little places off Russia. Netherlands, Germany, Belgium. Belgium's wicked, you know. King, what was that king called? Yeah, I'll get back to him another time. Wicked Belgium. Killed 10 million people from the Congo. Where's Congo? Where is the Congo? The Congo.
It's in Africa, Central Africa.
Central Africa, Cameroon, Republic of Congo. There it is. They decimated Congo. Belgium. The king, the wicked king, whose name I forget. The Democratic Republic of Congo decimated it, stole, raped the land, mutilated the
It's what I call
people.
75%. Okay, thank you.
Mutilated the people.
I was on the mic the whole time. I didn't even realize it.
That's all right. We got your credit card number now. I appreciate that. What are we looking at?
So 75% of Russia is in Asia. 75% of its territory.
All right, that's cool. So what am I talking about here? The point was made. Somalia. Oh, talking about the Somali pirates. Okay. So here we have Somalia right here on the eastern horn tip, right here. So all of this stuff going through. But here's the problem: Europe was sending their waste, dumping their waste, toxic waste in Somali waters, killing the sea. They were fishermen. That's how they made their living. What they don't tell you in the media is that the fishermen, Europe, killed the fish that these people relied on to support their economy, support their families, support their villages. So what did they do? They took their boats and they had to start pirating in those waters because they pretty much had no damn choice. If you kill the fish, what are they going to do? They got to eat. Still got to eat. But that's what the press don't tell you. They just tell you about these bad people in Somalia. They don't tell you about the bad people from Europe who was taking their shit down there, dumping it in their waters, and killing their fish. That's the part they don't tell you. But okay, well, it's a good point. Glad you raised it. Glad we could discuss it. Okay. Sudden urge to call my travel agent. Yeah, man. Got to get some funds. I want to go on a tour. In that region. Hopefully I come back alive. Have to make sure my insurance policy is up to date. You know what I mean? Cape Horn is the southern tip of South America. Oh, got you. Location Somalia, yeah. Let's have a look. A small group of islands historically called Awaki. This is where the first Maori came from to populate New Zealand. Gotcha. 450 years ago. Gotcha. Bacon and eggs. Who the hell's bacon and eggs? Middle finger back to you, bacon and eggs. Bacon and eggs. Funny. Made me laugh. The only Jew in Parliament, Lord Montague, opposed the Balfour decorating, saying these people are British. They have a right to remain here. Which people are British and which people have a right to remain where? I'm going to visiting Dominican Republic. They have some fine ass women. Working on my Espanol. Yeah, they do have some fine ass women. There's no question about that. There's no question about that. Yeah, I could do with working on my Espanol also. Can you imagine how F.A. Jagba will feel if Junior Farr pulls out a miracle and beats Frank Sanchez? I tell you what, he'll just wanna fight Junior Farr. He just want to fight Junior Farr. Did he fight him before? Did he fight him before, Junior Farr before? I definitely want to fight Junior Farr after this, of course. Farr would have to put on a performance of a lifetime, of several lifetimes. There is an island off the coast of India, Centennial Island, where there are people living undisturbed by a modern man. Yeah, I like them people, because if you try to get up on there, they'll kill you, which is right, because they know what happens. They know what happens when people come on their lands. They take them over, so they'll kill you stiff stone dead, and rightly so. You could try to interfere. So you're going to step on their land. Israel as it is today was only for when the return of... Okay, I got you. You're the Madish. Rabbit hole has infinite depth. Absolutely. Never underestimate the depth of a rabbit hole. The lethal bizzle up in the building. Yes, the island is Antarctica. Okay. I don't know what that is. Winter fall. This is why Russia is at war too much. UN encroachment. Do you mean encroachment? North Centennial Island owned by India, and they have forbidden anyone to land there. Now, the island is way east of India, closer to Thailand. Yeah, they'll kill you if you go there, Centennial Island. People, yeah, there you go. People in Yemen waving at people in Djibouti on their kitchen windows. Many used to be connected, forming continents with rising sea levels. Yeah. Rising sea levels have created islands where there used to be solid landmass. Bacon and eggs. I love living in Australia. Yeah, good day, mate. America is a continent, north and south. Mexico, the USA are countries, different thing. Damn straight. Island. Anyway, Tony reviews. Talk about what you want to talk about, Tony. What do you want to talk about, man? You want to talk about Anthony Joshua? Talk about it.
No, I don't have nothing to say because it's fake news.
You want to talk about Deontay Wilder? Talk about it.
I believe that's fake news too.
Woo. Well, so tell me why everything's fake. Everything's fake to you. Carry on. The floor is yours. Go.
I mean, you have two divas. First off, who's going to come out last as the main event? You think Wilder's going to allow...
It ain't going to be Wilder.
I got to hear what you're saying. But Wilder, there's no way Wilder would allow AJ to go out last, and there's no way AJ is going to allow Wilder to go out last. So you know they're both going to be divas with that. Number two,
listen, Joshua ain't being no diva. Wilder has a history of being a diva. Why are you trying to drag the next man's name down?
Like you just said out your mouth and didn't even realize it before making that dumbass comment you just did is ain't no way Wilder's going to go first.
He ain't no way. Why should he? He's a cherry picking. There
you go. Like I said,
he's a cherry picking bum.
Who has more title defenses? That's fine. Whatever.
Who has more title defenses? He's a cherry picking bum who fought for the WBC.
Okay. I got you.
Cherry picking all the way.
Right. And you know what AJ did? AJ cherry picked.
How the hell
AJ
is
cherry
that guy?
picked.
How the hell is that
Go
guy
ahead.
going to be going out last?
I mean, the most recent history I saw was AJ cherry picked the same guy that Wilder knocked out in 1 round, but couldn't do it until how many? And got beat up in the process.
What?
I mean, his eye was all beat
You
up.
cannot compare Wilder's resume with Anthony Joshua. You cannot compare.
I said AJ's last fight, the most recent, he cherry picked Hellenius, who Wilder had just knocked out in the first round. Went how many rounds with a guy? Got his eye all beat up. Hellenius didn't even have but 2 weeks to prepare for it and still beat AJ up.
No one with a functioning brain cell could compare Wilder's resume with Joshua's. Come on now.
The bottom line is this. Both guys would not allow the other guy to come out last. They're both going to want to be the main event. That's problem number 1. Problem number 2 is they're going to ask for way too much money to fight on the same card against guys who can't bring in that type of money. Problem number 3.
Hold on a second. Let's go back to number 2. Joshua doesn't ask for money. Joshua asks for market value. And he gets market value. Wilder, who has very low market value, asks for above market value and causes problems. But carry on.
No matter how you want to say it, it doesn't matter. The end result is the same. They're both going to want combined too much money. Now, moving past that, let's say the Saudis are like, okay, we
Hold
don't
on a
care.
second. No, let's not move past
Oh
that.
my
Let's
God.
not move past that. Joshua's already fought for the Saudis, what, 2 times?
Yes, and he made how much money? Made how much money doing it? How much did he get paid?
Is that pertinent?
Well, it is when you say that he'll go to market value. So how much did he
Yes,
get
well,
paid?
he's made market value with the Saudis before.
Right, but what was his market value? When you're talking about having 2 huge names on the same night, now you got to see what is the market value. Okay, can we make AJ $50 million? Can we give Wilder the same $50 million?
Why would they give Wilder $50 million? He's an unknown entity in the region. What are you talking about? Why would they give him $50 million?
He's just as known as AJ is, but
He is
outside
an
of that, the problem is again, they're both gonna want the minimum same pay, if not one wanting more than the other. Wilder is
an unknown entity in the region. He has unknown market value in the region. Anthony Joshua has fought in the region 2 times. His market value is known.
I'm going to say this again. Both guys are going to want a minimum of the same amount of money. If not more, one want more than the other. So you're going to run into an issue there.
Argument to want the same
money. It doesn't matter if he has it or not. He's going to demand the same amount of money. That's problem number 2.
That means he is the diva.
You could call. I don't care. You can call Wilder a diva if you want to call him a diva. I said they're both divas. If you just want to call Wilder a diva, call Wilder a diva. It doesn't matter. The point of the matter is
he is the diva. You have described
that's fine.
That's
fine. We can say that to move on. He could be the only diva, but the fact still remains: the pay is going to be a huge issue when both guys are going to want the same amount.
Joshua is not going to want the same
you can't
amount
move on.
as
You
Wilder
can't move on. I'm giving you what you want. That the diva is Wilder, and you still are stuck in the rut like all AJ fangirls. You can't move on.
Why would
you hear AJ's name and you dig your feet in the sand and it never goes forward?
Wilder when Wilder is the lesser
Number
of the 2?
Because he's going to ask for it, period. That's the fact. Whether you like it or not, that's what it's going to come down to. So let's move forward. Can we move to number 3?
Why would Joshua want the same as a lesser Wilder? Of course not.
Can we move to number 3? Can we move to number 3?
Well, just so long as it's established that Joshua is
It's established they're both going to want the same money. So
no,
if AJ
Joshua doesn't want the same money as a lesser
Wilder's
economic
get
entity.
$50 million, or he's not going to do it. Period.
Why would Joshua want the same money as a lesser economic entity? That's ridiculous. That's outrageous.
If the Saudis, hypothetically, if the Saudis would have said Deontay Wilder, We really want you to fight over here. We want to bring you over here. We've never had you here before. So we're going to offer you $50 million. And they say to AJ, we've had you here before. We don't have a lot of money left. We're trying to make this huge event. So we're going to give you $40 million. AJ will not stand for it, and he's going to demand to get the same 50 that they're doing to entice Wilder. Period.
No. He wouldn't demand the same 50.
Yes, he would.
He would not demand the same 50 because Wilder is the lesser economic entity.
So he's going to demand more than.
So therefore, he will demand his economic value.
Right, exactly. So he's going to demand.
Which is.
So then he'll demand more than Wilder.
Well, he will demand his economic entity, his value. It's very simple.
I like to talk in riddles and try to not say exactly what it is, where I'm being blunt with it. The fact of the matter is this. You feel AJ is worth more than Wilder. If they offer Wilder,
that's not my view. That is the economic view. That's not personal. That's economics.
Okay. The economics is controlled by the Saudis and who they put value in. That's who they believe is the most valuable. If they hypothetically offer Wilder more money, then they're saying they believe economically Wilder is worth more. The problem is, in that case, AJ is one, going to ask for the same like I'm saying, or two, he's going to do like what you're saying and demand more money than Wilder. Because in his opinion, in your opinion, Wilder is lesser than. So number two is going to be an issue. Can we move on to number three, please?
No, it's not going to be an issue if Wilder just shuts up and take the money that he's given. It's cool.
That's not going to happen. So can we just move on? Because I could say the same thing. If AJ just shuts up and takes the money he's given, then it could happen.
AJ has never been a problem with negotiations.
Okay, well, then he's good to negotiate. Can we move on? Can we move on to number three?
He's good with negotiations. However, the same cannot be said for Deontay, the bronze windmill Wilder.
Can we move on to number three now?
Pray continue.
Number three, the biggest issue that you have is if they have them fighting on the same night, obviously they're trying to set up to have them fight each other next because that's what they're doing. They're going to have AJ come out there, have a showcase fight, have Wilder come out there and do a showcase fight so they can set up a huge fight in between each other. The problem is Otto Wallin is too huge of a risk for AJ, and Joseph Parker is too huge of a risk for Wilder. It is very likely one of them is going to lose. It is very likely that they don't both win, or possibly they could both lose. That is a potential too. So with the quality of opposition that's being thrown out there, it tells me it's all bullshit because they're not going to risk those guys losing if they're trying to set them up to fight each other, period.
Say that again.
Say what again? The whole thing?
No, just your key point.
The key point is Joseph Parker is too high of a risk for Deontay Wilder. He can
How
lose.
the fuck is Joseph Parker too high a risk for Deontay Wilder when Anthony Joshua fought him how many years ago? What are you talking about, brother?
What I'm talking about is there's
What are you talking about, Willis? What are you talking about, Willis?
There's a possibility that Wilder loses. He is a high-risk opponent. There is a possibility he gets in there with Wilder and beats him. It is beyond possible. In fact, it might even be a 50-50 fight.
That's what I said earlier on. It's a 50-50 fight. What's the problem?
Because you've got two 50-50 fights with two guys that you're trying to get to fight. So if one of them loses, it upsets the whole reason for having them on the same fight card.
So what the fuck does that matter about anything? It's boxing. They got to box.
Oh my God.
They can't just be, listen, your man's already been cherry picking his whole fucking career. What the hell you want to cherry pick till the very last end?
I believe AJ is going to get his ass whooped. You put him in there with Otto Wallin will dog walk AJ. I'm telling you right now. They're not going to put him in with a fighter that can move like Wallin.
I told Wallin's going to dog walk, but let's see it. That's the difference between me and you. Let's get the map down.
You're not understanding. You're not understanding.
No. Let's get the map down. That's the difference between me and you is that regardless of what the outcome might be, I want to see the fight. I don't give a rat's ass. I want to see the fight. I knew that Usyk was going to be problematic for Joshua the second time around. I thought first time around, I thought Joshua, you got this.
I knew Usyk was going to beat his ass.
Second time around is a problem, but guess what? He fought him anyway. You're too conditioned to the American
Oh
way,
my God.
which is cherry picking. The
No,
American
what I'm
way,
trying to tell
the,
you, what
the
I'm trying to
American
tell
way.
you is, what I'm
Hold
trying
on.
to tell you, Raphie,
You're
is
trying to talk
I'm
over me again. You're trying to talk. The American way is cherry picking. You're so entrenched in that philosophy, that mentality, that it's entrenching you, and you don't even see it. You don't even understand that's what is wrong with boxing today.
No, what you don't understand, and I never said I would not like to see the fights. I would love to see the fights. They're great fights. What I'm trying to tell you is, as a business, coming back to what you said earlier, economics, the economics of it does not make sense. You don't put two guys in a fight that you want to fight each other that could both lose in two 50-50 fights. You don't do that, because then if one of them loses, it messes up the bag. You put them in showcase fights that they could win. That's why
Get the
all
fuck
the
out of here.
reports,
The
that's
whole
why,
problem
oh
with
my God,
American
you're so
boxing
dumb.
is this.
You're so dumb that you don't even understand how the
Oh
business
my God.
works. The
I'm done.
business works to
I'm done.
make money, not
I'm done.
lose it.
Listen. You are so conditioned in the American way of cherry picking. You just had your organization, the PBC. They've just taken down 2 platforms. They've taken down, well, at least one. They've just taken down Showtime. HBO was an institution, a boxing institution. That's just been taken down. Are you so dumb that you cannot see that the American way is outmoded? The American cherry picking way, which is just recently coming, the cherry picking just recently coming, and you've lost 2 major platforms. Are you too dumb to see that? Can you not understand that is the ruination of American boxing?
So I think you're too dumb to comprehend what I'm saying. I've already stated that I want to.
Listen, I'm too intelligent to even
No,
understand
no.
what you
So you're
say.
gonna mute me. I let you go on your tangent, then you jump into mute. That's how scary
I'm not.
you are.
Oh, carry on.
That's how spineless you are.
Smile.
You are, because I haven't.
Spineless.
You mute me.
Spineless.
You mute
You
me.
are
I let you go on your
hilarious.
tangent. I
You are
talk, and then
hilarious. You can't
see. There you go. There you
you
go.
can't string a coherent thought together, and you're calling me spineless. You must be out of your goddamn mind. But carry on.
You're
Carry
the
on.
same one that thought Yemen was in Africa, but let's continue.
I
So the
don't think
fact of the
Yemen's in
matter is
Africa.
this:
You
I am
see,
not
you're so
advocating.
crazy. You
I
are
know what
so
you don't
minute.
understand, what you
You are
cannot
so
comprehend is I am
minute that
not
you can't.
okay. Okay,
That
we're just gonna talk over each other. Get it out.
You can't just accept that I said something and then I recanted. You can't accept that. An hour later, after the retraction, you're still going on about it. But I feel sorry for you. But carry on. I feel for you. Carry on.
Anyways, like I said, you cannot comprehend what is coming out of my mouth. Not once did I say, do I advocate cherry picking. What I'm trying to tell you is, in boxing, if you have 2 fights that you're trying to make, and you have those 2 same fighters fighting on the same card, you put them in a showcase fight to where they both look good. That way, people like, oh my goodness, they're knockout artists. Even though boxing fans like us know it's a one-sided fight, it's a BS fight. The casuals don't. The casuals who are by the fights the most. Boxing diehards are dying. That's why boxing is no longer a top 10 sport globally. And the UK's not helping it because it fell off the map. Badminton has more people watching it per year than fucking boxing does now. You can Google it. Anyways, you don't put them in 2 fights that they could lose. Because if you do, then the main fight that you're trying to build, Wilder versus AJ, does not happen. Period. That's the end of it. The money is gone. The fight is gone. If Wilder loses to Parker, it's done. Nobody cares about Parker versus AJ in a rematch, even if Parker beats Wilder. If Otto Wallin beats AJ, nobody cares about Wilder fighting Otto Wallin. The fight is done. The money is gone. They're not going to be put in those fights. That report is bullshit.
What's your key point?
Like I said, you can't comprehend.
I've been in the chat. I've been in the chat. Okay, okay.
It's talking to a wall. Like I said, man,
forget about repeating yourself. I'll just go on what I know you would have been saying. Okay, so you don't have to repeat yourself. I'll just go on what I know you'd have been saying. You're saying the American way is cherry picking. You're saying they should cherry pick till the bitter friggin' end. You've got a guy over there called Deontay Wilder who's cherry picked his whole motherfucking career, and you're trying to tell me that he should still continue to cherry pick till the bitter motherfucking end. I'm saying, fuck out of here with that shit. That's what I'm saying. I hear you, and I'm saying, fuck out of here with that shit. Cherry picking
and what
is
I'm
what
telling
is.
you,
Cherry
I hope
picking
this
has
happens.
been the ruination. Cherry picking has been the ruination of American boxing, and you don't even see it. Over to you.
Like I said, spineless. Keep putting me on mute.
I
hope
just,
and I pray.
I put you on mute so that I can speak clearly without
I
you.
hope and
I put you on mute.
I hope and I pray.
I put you on mute so that I can speak clearly.
Okay, we're gonna keep
clearly
without
you interrupting.
You're proving your spine.
So it's very, very simple. It's very simple. Once I finish speaking, you are perfectly free to speak.
I don't bow.
Once I have finished speaking, once I have finished speaking,
I'm out. I'm done. I'm done speaking to you.
Once I have finished speaking, you are perfectly free to come along and say what you want to. But while I'm speaking,
like I said,
you are a constant interrupter.
I'm done. I'm going to keep interrupting.
You are a constant interrupter. You're a fool. You don't understand I have techniques to silence you, you imbecile. You are a fool. You are a rude man. You do not have etiquette. You have not been taught manners. And it's unfortunate. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I can do this shit all day long. All night long. The only reason I mute you is when you're trying to speak, when I'm saying something, you're trying to speak over me. I've never really done that in the past because I know that people, you know, when I started the channel, Raph deletes comments, which I did. If somebody came up with some bullshit comment off topic or whatever ridiculous, I'd delete it. But then, you know, you got fools. Raphie deletes comments like I deleted some kind of holy grail comment, which is total lot of crap. It's just foolishness that I delete. Nowadays, you kind of, you know, people know the channel. They know they have to come with a certain amount of intellect, certainly. And so I don't need to. But yeah, the only reason I'll ever mute anybody, and I don't tend to do it, is when they don't have etiquette, they don't have manners, they don't know to speak in the gaps. Yeah, there's plenty of gaps. There's plenty of opportunity to speak. Just let the person who's speaking speak, and then you speak after them. Very simple, but you don't seem to understand the concept, and it's okay. I'm not angry. I don't have to resort to insults like you. I'm a big man. You're a small man. I'm a big man. You're a little man. So, you know, I don't really, it's rare you actually find me resorting to insults. But I have to do it sometimes just to let people like you know that it's not that I can't do it. It's that I choose most times not to. But I can be I can get down in the trenches. I can get down and dirty. I can stifle you. I can choke the shit out of you. You know, it's just that I choose not to. I choose to be a nice guy. But don't get that twisted into thinking that I don't have maneuverability. Don't get that twisted into thinking that I can't get as dirty as needs be. Don't misconstrue the shit. You know what I mean? And blocking, and I'm not blocking you, I mean, and muting you is only when you're talking over me trying to speak. People don't like that. Maybe you'll learn. Maybe you'll comprehend somehow. Maybe you might learn. I'm not holding my breath because when somebody comes in an insulting tone like you, you're obviously very hurt. I don't know when I hurt you. I'm sorry I hurt you. I hope you get over your butt hurt. And, you know, just come like a normal person and speak about the topics. Don't come in insulting from the gate. Don't come in insulting from the gate. I'm a this, I'm a that, I'm a this, I'm a that. And to me, it's neither here nor there. You know what I mean? It's neither here nor there. But people like to talk tough on the internet, and you're clearly one of them because you couldn't keep a civil tongue in your mouth, does it? Not really. Not really. But it's unfortunate. You need to learn how to keep a civil tongue in your mouth. Very simple. That's a lesson you need to learn. All right? Okay. Uncle Burnt apostrophe says, thanks for the extended show, chat. Good topics, 100%. 100%. No, actually, how it was triggered was when Iron Kong mentioned about the people who came from the Caribbean and worked, but fought and worked on the infrastructure, digging latrines, digging trenches for latrines, and being treated very, very shabbily. You know what I mean? Shabby treatment. Results was some non-payment, death. You know, they're all options, all possibilities. Shizzle my nizzle. That's what started it. That's what started the debate. That's when we went around the world. Then the Israel thing came up, and then so it's a multi-angled. These guys are getting late stage of their career. They need to take these high-level fights. Wilder, more so since he has only fought 2 top-level guys. There we go. 2-fight deal makes more sense with these ludicrous figures coming out. No, Tony, Joshua has never mentioned what any other fighter is making. You're talking shit, my friend. You're making shit up, Tony. It's as simple as fact. Well, both Joshua and fighter lose now. Might stop this stupid fanny war crap. Yeah, well, I mean, this, I don't know. I mean, what am I saying? I'm saying that Joshua takes the fights and Wilder don't. Very simple. Saudi and Riyadh season spend up and put on a big show. Look at the American boxing market slowly dying. Exactly. Who's crazy? Who's stupid now? Raphie speaking pure facts. Come on, gentlemen, parliamentary procedure. Well, that's when I started muting. When you can't get a word in. That's when you start to mute. Where are we now? Only in America, boxing market has been dancing for Not dancing. Has been slowly dying. Special K, Raphie's flowing. Well, Raphie flows. I mean, Raphie opts to be a nice guy, but Raphie can be a bad guy if we want to be bad fellows. We can be bad. I just choose to be nice most of the time. That's all. Yeah. Bye, Tony. Just come and speak sensibly, my man. Just come and speak sensibly. And if AJ can't beat Wallini, might as well give it up. What's this? They must have arrived. Put it out. Uninterrupted tangents. All of our IQs have now been dropped. I give you uninterrupted tangents and you can't let me speak straight. Listen, brother, you ran away. I only muted you when it got to a certain point when you got ridiculous. So I had to mute you in order to, speak. You know what I mean? It's that simple, my friend. All of your IQ, your chest is the size of my pinky finger. Have you seen me? Your bones, oh my Lord. Now, listen, I'm not talking about obesity, brother. But anyway, I'm not talking about obesity. I'm talking about within healthy range. Run for a bus, ride a bike, running through the park. Yeah, healthy range. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about American obesity. Yeah. Well, that was a while ago, bro. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have some manners. You gotta speak properly. You gotta have, deportment and let a person speak before you try and trample all over what they're saying. It's that simple. But you keep coming back for more anyway. You know what I mean? I hope you aren't that stupid. Not a great. No. To get respect, you have to give it, and coming with a line like that is instant disrespect, so you get what you deserve. Yeah, I think so. I think you're talking to Tony. Yeah, for real. Yeah, that's not a great start. It's not a great start at all. Kong put that match in the dumpster on his way. Oh my gosh, interesting topics, absolutely interesting topics. And damn, I can't believe it went 3 hours. It was certainly not my intention to go 3 hours. Certainly not my intention to go 3 hours, but hi, this thing is organic. Shout out to the Iron Kong 26 got his own channel, as does the Big Boys Boxing. Shakur versus Edwin. Any money wagers? Not tonight, my friend. Not tonight. We got Rick Glazer coming in on Thursday night, 9 p.m. UK time. We get all your American questions on your American fights. Make sure you come down. Come down on Thursday, 9 p.m. UK time. That's 4 p.m. East Coast, and I think 1 p.m. on the West Coast. That's Thursday night. If you are not subscribed to the channel, please kindly do so that you may stay updated with news and notifications. Peace to all, including Tony. Even Tony. Enjoy the show. Very educational. Oh my God, the poll. Forgot about the poll. Where is it? Damn, you're not going to believe this. You are not going to, or maybe you are. Maybe you've been paying attention to it. Maybe you've been paying attention to the poll. Will this card happen? Let's get it in. Let's get it on. Bang a gong. Get it on. Will this card? What card? Will the December? Let's tidy up. Will the December 23 card happen? Boom. I voted with hope. Yeah, I'm voting. Well, I couldn't. They don't let me vote. But if I could, yeah, what a split. It's a 50-50 split straight down the middle, and YouTube didn't take their typical 1%. I'm hopeful. YouTube normally takes 1%. They didn't this time. They put it straight down the middle. I'm hoping it all comes up. But there is a diva. There is a diva in all of this, and he goes by the name of Deontay the Bronze Cherry Picker Wilder. I noticed something in life. When people mess up, they go, "Oh, you did it too. Oh, you did it too." They won't accept it for themselves. They won't accept it for themselves sometimes. But that's wrong. We know there's a diva. We know there's a guy who consistently tries to get more than his economic value. I didn't vote. I'm not sure. Didn't vote. I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure. Nobody's sure. I'm just hopeful. So there's one cat who consistently tries to get more than his market value suggests he's worth. And that guy goes by the name of Bronze Plump, the Bronze Bomber. You know what I mean? So don't matter how you want to cut it. You say, he's a diva, so you call the other guy a diva. What has the other guy done that's diva-ish? Fought all his mandatories, which your guy has not done. The cherry picker has not done. Yeah. Taking on tough challenges, which your cherry picking guy refuses to do. And don't talk about Fury, because he thought that was a cherry pick gone wrong. So you can't include Fury in that. Fury was just coming back from the coke house, the crack house, the whorehouse. Yeah. So you can't include Fury. He thought Fury was washed. That's the only reason he fought him. And then he fought him again the second time because he thought, I can manage him. I can get him second time around. And he got up. Yeah, so you know who the diva is. I'm not going to accept any of that crap when you're trying to attribute traits to one man, which is actually traits from the other man. I'm not gonna buy it. I'm not gonna buy it. Not buying it at all. Not buying it at all. But yeah, you know what? I enjoyed this because I got to talk about things I like to talk about. Sometimes, you know, you stop talking boxing. Well, the world's it's a bigger place than boxing. It's a bigger thing. There's bigger things going on. You know, and it kind of feels restricting when you've got a boxing channel. You can only talk about boxing. It's very restricting, very unappealing to me, very unappetizing. I talk about what's current. Yeah. And right about now, this thing is very current, very, very current. And I just feel like I want to bring up, hold on a second. I want to end this show in a particular way. And I want to end this show with a particular picture. I brought it up beforehand, but I don't think you got the fullness of it. Where's the picture? Oh, it's saved. I want to bring this up and I want to finish the show. With the picture because I think it really summarizes what we've been talking about in the second half of the show. Oh, did I say thank you to, was it the Uncle Burnt apostrophe? There he is. Did I say thank you for that, Uncle Burnt apostrophe? Thanks for the extended show. Good topics. Absolutement. But I want to end this show with a particular picture because I think it's highly reflective of the world right now. Certainly the economy in the UK. The fuel prices are astronomical. And it makes me feel sorry for the old and infirm because fuel prices, fueling your home, heating your home, that's gone to what? That's twice, 2 times, 100% increase, maybe 100%, 150% increase in prices. Where are we? Screenshot, no. AYO. Let's do that. I want to end this show on this picture because I think it's highly reflective of the mood right now. We got protests in the UK. We got all kinds of madness. Yeah. I don't know. We're living on the front line. Some people are living on the bread line. It just ain't right. It's a funny time. We have funny times in life, the evolutions. I think back and I think, dang. I remember when I was a kid. My mom, you know what moms are like, turn off that light. You know, dad, yo, if you're not in the room, turn the light off and all this stuff and they're panicking about, you know, the prices, the electric and this. It's a joke. Then in comparison to what it is now. Are you crazy? In comparison to what it is now, it's crazy now. It is crazy now. But yeah, I've lined it up. Much appreciation for the donation. I've lined it up, and this is how I want to end this show. This is where I want to end the show because it's highly topical. And I think it's highly appropriate. Where is it? There it is. There it is. Can you see that? Can you see that? Okay. Let's go full screen on that. We're going to go full screen. Can we go full screen on that? I think we should go full screen on that. Or maybe we shouldn't. I don't know. You got to keep your options open in this life. Okay. Tony, no hard feelings, son, but keep a civil mouth. Keep a civil tongue in your mouth. Keep a civil tongue in your mouth, Tony. You know what I mean? Keep a civil tongue in your mouth. I mean, anybody can get abusive. I can do. I'm very good at it, actually, but I choose not to. I choose to be nice. You choose to be nice. Be polite. You can disagree with keeping a civil tongue in your mouth. There's a good lot going on outside of boxing, even with this card being talked about. 100%. So much. Well, there's no promotional ties anymore. So nobody will pay him to fight second tier fighters anymore. Beggars can't be choosers. That's real talk. That's real talk. Wilder's going to be in a tricky spot. What the hell? There's some talk about Dana White saying I might sign him to the UFC. Listen, trust me, Tony. Tony, let me tell you something, Tony. I'm a grappler, not just a striker, Tony. I'm a grappler too, and trust me, it takes. You go into grappling as being a striker. Hey, it's a craft and an art in itself. It's a craft and an art in itself, which takes time. There's no shortcuts with grappling. There's no shortcuts. And Deontay Wilder, he ain't built to be a great grappler. He really ain't built to be a great grappler. Them thin legs, those thin legs in MMA could get broken, could get easily broken. So, chicken legs snap. You know what I mean? He ain't built for this shizzle, mate. He ain't built for this shizzle. He ain't built for grappling. He ain't built for MMA. Believe you me, them bones will get snapped, mate. Snap like twigs that have been left out to dry in the sun. So get in the ring. Get in the ring. Guns N' Roses said, get in the ring. Yeah. In the ring. Macaulay said, in the ring. Oh, there's no promotional ties exactly. That's a big one. Next week, can we talk about the moon landing? Hey, if you raise the moon landing, we can talk about it. We can talk about the moon landing. That ain't no problem whatsoever. Fake news, as Tony would say. That's another rabbit hole, yo. I've been through my fair share of rabbit holes in this life. Okay, absolutely. Thank you. Thank you. Does he have a twin? Chicken legs go snap. Wilder's pipe cleaner legs go snap. So that's pure crapola coming from Dana White. It's just, listen, it's talking crap. Something that might be slightly believable to some people. I know it's total and utter crap. Grappling is an art in itself, mate. You don't pick it up overnight. The same way you work on boxing is the same way you work on grappling. That's 6'7". What is he? 6'6". That's 6 foot frames, gangly legs. That's not good. That's good for striking. Hey, if he could learn some kickboxing, but even with the kickboxing, his legs might snap. It's happened more than once in the UFC. You kick somebody and your legs snap. They're too gangly. They're not sturdy enough. You know what I mean? Okay. Wilder's pipe cleaner legs. Yeah, it's crazy. Dana White's talking crap, but this is the picture. Hey, yo, is this Earth? As a matter of fact, hold on a second. Are we going to come to a nice conclusion with the music? Are we going to come? Is he going to blend the way I want it to blend? I don't know. But anyway, the cat says, hey, yo, is this Earth? The cat says, yeah. The other cat says, the other alien says, lock the doors. Lock the doors. Lock the doors. It's the Raphael Dawkins. It's the Combat Radio. It's the like. It's the subscribe. It's the comments. It's the shares. And it is the hitting the bell icon to stay updated with news and notifications. And don't forget about the live show. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter. It's the Raphael Dawkins Combat Radio. Oh, look out for Rick Glazer. Ask Rick on Thursday, 9 p.m. UK time. And it's a great show. Got some jokes there at the bottom. See you on Thursday. Raphael Dawkins, Combat Radio. Shout out to the Uncle Burnt apostrophe. Shout out to the Big Boys Boxing. The Iron Kong 26 for jumping on. The Uncle Burnt apostrophe, the donation. See you on Thursday. Check out the videos. I'll probably drop a video tomorrow. If not tonight, probably more likely tomorrow. Like, subscribe, comment, share, tell a friend to tell a friend. Hey, yo, is this Earth? Yeah. Lock the door. We're out. Blessed.